No video.
Yeah.
Which I need to do anyway.
And then you could do like a funny animation to it.
Yeah, I think I figured out how to put it on Spotify and Apple Music too. So.
That'd be hilarious.
Well, for the podcast. That's where I want it to be. So.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah, I think I figured it out, but I'm gonna have to like
Oh God.
find all the recordings and like actually name them because they're all dated, but they're not named. So I can either name them or download everything, and then convert it to audio, which is fine too. Like I don't really care either way. Yeah. He's so loud. I don't get it.
There's another dude.
Whatever. I just don't get how it can be so fucking loud.
I don't know. Oh, you're kind of a loud person. You should understand.
Yeah, like verbally loud, but like I can also be quiet and not like slamming doors and shit.
You're like a Prius with a train horn.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, I didn't get startled. Okay, I kind of got startled. So I was at one of the shops, and I'm used to seeing like usually the smaller sedans and coupes that are mostly hybrid or electric. And obviously there's like I think the Tahoes did it, and like went to the bigger SUVs. You just don't see them as much, or at least I don't. And I'm sitting there, I was working on this van that I had already driven at this point, so I should know that it's a fucking hybrid. But I'm trying to get the rear gate open because it's stuck shut. And they have to move it for whatever reason. Another guy's also working on it, so he gets in to move it. And I'm walking away and I see this van like rolling up on me. I think it's just rolling at me. And
So you're like, fuck, like...
Yeah, I didn't like say anything, but I kind of like jumped and like tried to avoid the car like it was coming for me. And the guy rolls past and he's just kind of looking at me like a fucking idiot. I was like, I'm fine, it's cool. I think that was the first like van hybrid I've even fucked with.
Yeah, was it like a Pacifica? Or was it like a...
It was a Dodge?
So, yeah, Pacifica. Chrysler Pacifica.
Maybe.
Because I don't think they don't make the Grand Caravan anymore.
Probably then. I don't know. I can't remember, honestly, at this point.
They have hybrid Pacificas. They're actually kind of like...
But there is no, and I guess maybe it's just van thinking, but there is no way, if someone is stuck in the trunk, for them to easily open it.
I mean, with a van, you don't really need that.
That's what I'm saying. It might just be van thinking. It's like if you're in a situation, you can just climb over the seat. So put it like I don't know. It just seems like a feature that's not that difficult to put in.
Right, but again, since it's open to the front, you don't really need the interior.
Right, but what if there's like two of them up front? One's got a gun pointed at the back seat. And the other one's driving.
At that point, by the time you open that back hatch, they're gonna get shot anyways.
Now, actually, you could be behind the seat, and then you just roll out at 80 on the highway and get ran over by the car coming behind. Just saying, even to like, if you're working on it, like if it's stuck, there's always that manual release you can do. This one is dumb because there's a lever that you can see sticking out the side that just screams, "Touch me," and it moves. But doesn't do fucking shit. It's just an arm that sticks off. It's the automatic door, so it's got that motor in there. It's the end of the cog that just sticks out.
Oh.
Because it disappears when the door's open. But it's there when the door's shut, so you'd think, okay, click, whatever. No, there's a small one behind it, about that fucking big, that I just happened to find. I was like, does that move? Click. It's like, that's where it is. I've got my hand all like fucked up. Inside there's a small little access.
Well, again, it's one of those, it's only the access when you need it when the motors aren't working is kind of the idea.
Right.
So like,
if you're kidnapped, it's not really an emergency.
Well, yeah, but like, again, like, it's not, you're not kidnapping in a van if someone's not watching you. They just take the back seat up and they just sit in the back there with you kind of situation. That's what a van's for.
That's a good point.
Yeah. It's not like you're going to be behind the back seat.
You might be.
They're just going to shove you in the middle and then point a gun at you the whole time you're fucking going if there's two people. Like, right?
That's a good point.
Yeah, like you're making it way too.
But if they don't,
because
here's the thing: I doubt it'll ever be an issue. But the first time it fucking happens, it's gonna be a fucking problem.
Or it's the one dude he's just pushing behind there, so he has time to pull over and stuff. I mean, the thing is, you just put child locks on your fucking doors and you can't fucking get out anyways.
Criminals don't think like that. That's not how they think. Hey, put the child lock on.
We used to do
No.
that shit all the time in the Suburbans, fucking lock it. It's like my brothers were fucking in there, and then you just
Well, it's funny when you guys got into the Highlander.
Right.
You're like, oh, that's right, child locks.
Yeah. So yeah, it's one of those scenarios.
I wonder if she put those on the Forerunner or not.
I mean, that's a good.
I hope she did.
I mean, McKellar's pretty solid about that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah. It's just not a common thing you think of.
Right. Especially when you're already you already did it one time, and it's not a new vehicle. So
right.
You bought one, you can make sure you check it.
It's just our other car. But whatever. I'm sure it's fine.
Right.
And if the door's open, she'll know. It's all now if you leave the door open and her unbuckled or the car seat not shut down, then that's a problem.
Right.
But
and that's kind of the thing is she's little enough right now. Can she unbuckle herself?
I don't think she figured it out yet.
Okay. So
I have a hard time doing it sometimes. the clip right here is always easy, but that buckle, the 3-point buckle, it's the weirdest thing to grab from outside of the car.
Yeah, because you have to
and it's a stiff button.
Well, that's
probably on purpose,
yeah.
so the kids can't do it. But some adult, the candy, it's got kid-proof wrapping.
Or it's just medicine things.
Like that, but sometimes adults can't do it.
Right.
I guess I never had a problem medicine caps, but there's certain things.
But yeah, I mean,
again,
it's designed to be difficult.
Like the butter mints that you get from some restaurants, where it's impossible to fucking open it. They give you little mints after with your check, and then they're impossible to fucking open.
I mean, I've never had a problem with those. So, I mean, maybe just some bad motor skills or something.
No. I think I'm okay in that department. I think my job would be different if I...
it'd be very different if you had bad motor skills.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's one of the things, too, is working on cars. For my entire life, it made it, super easy to just figure how to do shit. And, open things and, without breaking.
Or just not being afraid to, figure it out. You know the theory of how certain things work, so you can just figure it out.
Yeah, I pulled apart several things that are oh, this is unrepairable, and I pull them this is easily repairable. You just gotta have a soldering iron. All sorts of shit. So it's one of those things where packages never a problem. It's people that get pissed off the plastic clamshells. I'm pair of scissors down the side and then pull it open. How difficult is this? Do you not have a pair of scissors? It's the one where the tool you can buy that tool to open those. Mm-hmm. But then it's in one of those.
Yeah.
Have you seen those? Where it's seen on TV and it's still fuck you. Just ship it bare.
That's kind of funny though.
Mm-hmm. I just don't know why people have such a problem certain things. But you and mint packages apparently.
It hasn't happened in a while.
I can't remember the last time that I had one of those mint packages.
Me neither. It's probably it's been a while. I think we got them back when we were younger. We'd always go to, I can't remember what it was. It was a nice restaurant down south for Christmas. Like super fancy white tablecloth, bougie type shit that my mom and my grandmother loved. So they loved it. And we're just do we have to wear a sweater to dinner? She would dress us up a lot. We had to be the proper. Yeah, no, you gotta wear slacks. You gotta dress nice. And I'm not gonna lie, it was a nice restaurant. If we did just show up in normal clothes,
would they turn you away? Or
no.
Is it okay? So it's not one of those places.
It's not. You're not required to, but you will be the only one. Everyone just dresses up to go there. It is a nice restaurant, Briarwood. That's what it's called.
Yeah, no clue.
It's a nice restaurant, but yeah, that's how that story ends. Can't remember what we were talking about.
Yeah, I was not really sure where you were going with this either. What is going on with this fucking...
I can't remember what. What are we talking about?
The phone is like the camera's being goofy. If it continues this way, then we'll have to fucking do something about it. But actually, I probably know why it's doing it.
I don't think you do.
I do.
I don't think you do.
Let's turn that the fuck off.
You're just making shit up.
No.
There you go.
Let's try that, just so it's not fighting itself. Trying to get two connections. Because I updated that phone.
Oh yeah.
So I just I had the Wi-Fi on to update the phone. Whereas with the computer connection, it's just to the USB cord.
Right. Gotcha.
But one maybe there's some of the USB ports they have different interrupts too. So if it interrupts it's part of the chipset versus the CPU, it'll interrupt and then it'll turn it on and off like that, which most people wouldn't even notice. But when your camera's on for 4 hours, you're like, cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
It's really noisy.
My nail's almost normal again.
What?
My nail's almost normal again. Did I not tell you when I almost pried my nail off?
Mm-mm.
I was doing something with the body clip pry tools, the little forks. So I was doing something with that. I can't remember, but slipped right under my nail.
Oh.
And it was halfway down, so you can see where there's dirt under my fingernail. But I can't get to it.
Yeah, you have to what? It's when you get you break the skin underneath the nail, you hit it with a hammer or smashed it, and then it's just this long streak of blood. Then it finally dries up, and then it's finally
out.
Yeah.
Well, it's like that, so I can't get it, but it's slowly coming out.
No, thank you.
Yeah. The nice thing though is enough of an impact hit that didn't really bleed that much.
The nails just hurt for some reason.
I think I also touched my bone today.
You touched your bone today?
Maybe. It's the weirdest thing I've ever felt in my life.
Yeah? Did you pinch it when you're doing the ball joints?
No, so I was using a pick.
Oh, and go ping!
That always goes.
My god, also
and
painful.
I'm trying to pry. I'm trying to take that brake switch apart to figure out what the fuck is going on.
Oh, okay.
So I'm prying the cover off, slips, and force. But it was a brand new pick set. I hadn't even used it yet.
Perfect. That's the best kind though, because it's
right.
It doesn't hurt.
No blood, a little blood, but I've done that before and pretty deep when you got some force behind it.
But it has you hit the chunk, kind of you felt that whole.
I felt something weird and I just did this. And I dropped the pick and the fucking sensor. I just had this.
Well, it's this scar right here. It got. It was the same day that I punched my tooth out, which is my favorite part about the story. I was doing injectors.
You're talking.
I was doing injectors on the 6.0, and I punched myself in the face and broke my tooth out. The same day, I was driving a postal truck, which did it all the time, and I was setting the brake or something, so I smashed the fucking brakes. While the door opened, the latch holds it on. And I've done it. I did it always. This is when I stopped doing it. But you just put your hand on the latch where it comes back, and the doors. I've hit shit with postal trucks, and the door didn't fly open. So it was just a bad latch or something. I don't know, and it closed on my hand.
Damn.
So I open it, and I'm just down the road from my shop. I'm just screaming this is fucking the most painful day ever. I have no tooth. My hand is, but you can see the bone.
Oh.
Yeah, it had closed off the blood vessels because it hit so hard. So it was just you could see the inside of my hand. It was weird because you think about when you cut yourself open, it bleeds and stuff like that. But that's actually just mostly the skin.
Right, but when you get a cut where you can actually see the fatty tissue and that
when
shit.
You're inside, you're there's a lot more room than you think there is in there.
We this little one right here.
Yeah.
Used to be right in the webbing. when the design that has the giant Torx bolts, but one is backed up to the fucking leaf, and you can't do anything about it. So you take it off with a bracket, but then the problem is you've got to unseize this fucking bolt off the car. You got this little caliper.
Terrible.
So of course you get an air tool and a Torx bit. I'm doing it and just and it snaps to a fine point and just fuck, and it was like weird, but when I did this, like this little fatty tissue bubble would come out of my hand and then go like
But yeah, it's really weird to like see like inside your body like that. You're like, what the fuck? Like, you just don't think about it that way, because every time you cut your hand, open, it just bleeds out. You don't think about it.
Like, there was one on my foot when I worked at Lake Loveland as a lifeguard. One day we found this shitty, it was like a surfboard for windsurfing, which is weird to have at Lake Loveland.
Right, because it's not really windy.
No.
And when it is windy,
it's not like the ocean where it's fun to do. Like, you're in a lake.
Yeah, and it's not big enough to like really have fun with it anyways, because by the time you get up, you have to stop.
Right. It's a small lake for that kind of stuff. And so we keep it to see if anybody comes by. It's like 2 weeks go by, like no one's coming for this thing. So after it closes, we take it out and we're fucking around with it. And I'm on top of it and it snaps in half. And like while I'm standing on it, and scrape the skin off the top of my foot, but like enough to where like you couldn't physically like see the fatty tissues and shit that's in there, but because there was like a paper thin layer of skin over it, so you could like push it and see shit under it moving around.
I hate those because they hurt like crazy for always.
Oh, burn like a motherfucker. And then you can't wear shoes.
Right, because you can't put socks on or anything.
Yeah. So
like you're lucky that it was like at your lifeguard job in the summertime.
Where you don't have to wear shoes.
That would have sucked terribly bad in the winter.
That was the one thing that was nice. My flip flops where they sat was nowhere near it. It was perfect. It was like, okay, I just wear this for the next 90 days, which is fine because.
And I'm lucky that like I heal quickly, so like, but like even those are the worst. Like when you just like tape just the top layer and it just hurts like crazy.
It's just sore.
It's just all in your nerve endings and everything. Like you didn't cut the nerve endings, so it's like it's all just everything that you feel, and you're like, you touch it, you're like.
The finger, that was the weirdest thing I've ever felt, man. It's like, it wasn't like, like when you get chills that just make you feel like, ugh, like the nails on a chalkboard kind of chills.
Our food has been picked up from Wingstop and it's on the way.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
So, it was kind of like that. Like, it wasn't a painful, like, sensitive. It was like a gross, like, just make you ugh kind of thing. It was weird. It didn't really hurt that bad. Like I said, brand new pick, never been used, so it was sharp as shit.
You're lucky that's.
Yeah, it wasn't like some dull motherfucker that just tore my finger off. That would suck. Cause like I went to McKinley. Like you can't see where it is, where the hole was.
Right, I can't see it from here, so.
I almost didn't know where it was.
You just got lucky with that deal.
I did that. I went deep into my hand today to McKenna. I was like, but I bet you can't tell where it is. You couldn't see shit.
I mean, that's a plus, because I hate those ones where you stab it hard in like those sensitive areas that you have to use, like your fingertips or whatever, and then like.
That's what sucked about that. Like you can't turn anything.
No.
For a while, so just
yeah, so it's one of those things where like
hand injuries
and it bleeds all over, so it doesn't like, and it's one of those spots where you're always touching everything.
Well, I always got so much shit for that, because like I would always be the first one to like go to the first aid kit and get somebody a Band-Aid. And like, it's not that fucking bad. I was like, yeah, but you don't want to get blood over everything. Like, that's what tape's for.
See, I learned to not get the blood everything over when I was working at the bar after working at the shop. Because at the shop, we just like, tape and fucking paper towels or whatever and just do the thing. Or again, I heal quickly. So like, I usually, it just didn't even matter. It was like, 3 hours later, I'm not even bleeding. It doesn't matter at all. And in the shop, since there's no like germs, I never had a problem.
Right.
But, the only time that I ever had an infection ever was when I was working at the bar, and it was in one of my fingers.
Right.
It's like I had a cut from something.
So it's like health people shit, where you fucking cut your hand open and get a bunch of oil in there. You're going to be fine.
Right.
I mean, it's probably not the best for your
I'm sure it's not great.
But, like, you're going to be fine. Eventually, you might die.
Right.
But
not today.
like
or tomorrow.
The autopsy shows just like sludge in your heart.
It's like cause of death.
Lack of oil change.
Like yeah, which is crazy because like one of the few things that like I'm actually like allergic, other than whatever was in those fucking death nuts, is I think it's GL4 or GL3 oil. Mm-hmm. Like the gear lube, like like they were very huge in like the 90s, that kind of oil. So like cars that like haven't moved since the 90s.
Like the oil that you could use for like everything.
I don't know what's in that detergent that's in that generation of oil, but it fucking tears my skin up.
Oh, I'm sure, because isn't that the one you can use for multiple different things?
Well, all of them are kind of that way anyway.
No, but like this stuff you could put in the engine and the transmission and the diffs and be fine. Is that what you're talking about? Because that stuff was aggressive as shit.
Right. Well, and some of those, the problem is when you say it like that is a lot of the transmissions in the 80s and 90s used engine oil instead of gear lube or transmission. Because a lot of the newer ones for manual transmissions use ATF actually, not gear lube.
Yeah.
So like it was one of those ones that transition from like the strictly gear lube scenario for transmissions to like this is what it is. It's like the synchro shift and garbage.
Synchromesh.
Yeah, I spent way too much money on the oil for the Envoy because the TKs I got them to do all the fluids on there. So you got all royal purple. It's gonna be. So there's $300 worth of fluids at my cost. Ready to go in.
Jesus, that's a cost. Holy fuck.
It was like $285 or something like that cost. And that's not from the parts stores. That's from our dealer of.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Damn.
So it's 6 quarts of oil, 13 quarts of transmission fluid, 5 quarts of gear lube, and then 2 or 3 quarts of synchro mesh.
Fucking hell.
So yeah, it's gonna be primed and ready to go. Once I actually get time in the shop space to fucking finish putting it together.
Yep. It's nice. I don't really fuck with my own car very much anymore. Like for the little shit, I don't change my oil anymore.
I had problems when I was working at the dealership. The only thing that like I let people do is clean my car. I don't really let other people do anything else because I had broken, and this is funny because it was like a tech that I like respected when I was working at Spradley and Greeley, and he did really good work. He never had any comebacks. But then when I went to work on my own car after that, when I stopped working there, and like I was like, it was a warranty. It was like on that pickup at the steering rack got warranty.
Yeah.
Problem on that F-150. When I went to work, put the brakes on it the next time. All of the bolts for the wheels were on there so fucking tight that like I had breaker bar with pipe.
Jesus Christ.
And I was like, nobody will ever touch my shit again. Like, it was just one of those moments like, that wasn't even like that big of a deal, but it was one of those things where I was like, I cannot do it anymore. And I've seen too many people forget to put oil in cars too at lube shops. Mm-hmm. And I just don't want to be in that moment where they put the plug in and then you drive like, especially the way that I drive now, where it's like, oh, I parked it, and then fucking 3 weeks later I fucking drive away, I'm like, no fucking oil in it. But my earballs would tell me that's different. But it's one of those moments where I'm like, I don't really want that situation ever to pop in.
Well, yeah, cause like, especially different when we got married, then we had like 2 cars, I was like, okay, I really don't want to do that.
Well, I feel you, I hate working on cars. So.
And then so, like when I take them in I'll do like the bigger stuff.
Right.
Like one, it's more cost effective if I do it. Like
changes are kind of like, it costs the same whether you do it or you have somebody else.
Well, like, and mine's like, it's like $70 for my oil change. But I don't mind paying it because I don't have to do it. And I can afford it. And we do the same for hers. They do that and they rotate the tires if it needs it. Because they're the worst fucking things to do. So.
Well, you also don't have you can if you want to use my shop. You know what I mean? Like if you want to roll in there. But then you have to deal with my dad. And my stepmom and all that shit. But was like, but like for me again, I just roll in the shop, I do my thing, and oil change, and
Yeah. I take mine to Grease Monkey, but a specific Grease Monkey, the one that I worked at, and I know the family that owns it. And it's still his dad. It's still him and his two daughters that work there, and I've worked with them. And I know they're competent people.
was it the one in Loveland?
No, it's the one off LeMay.
I thought the Grease Monkeys were all owned by this, like the ones that, like the three of them, were like owned by the same people. No?
No, it's this guy. They just own this one. It's the one with like the car washes next to it. By the gas station. So like around Harmony going east, you turn right on LeMay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
Right
know
there.
that one. Yeah.
So I know them. I know they're competent, and they always grab my car when it's there.
Perfect.
So that's
and
fine.
that helps too, is like knowing what you're doing, knowing the person that's doing it.
Well, then, like, so vehicle maintenance is our responsibility in my new job. It's enterprise fleet, but we're in charge of making sure it gets in the shop.
Right. It actually gets done.
And so
You don't do
I
anything.
take it. But they're like, yeah, you can go to any Firestone or blah blah. I'm like, personally, I fucking hate Firestone. They fucked up so much of my mom and my brother's shit. I was like, no. I was like, but you said it's enterprise fleet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah. So okay, well, so I can take it anywhere that serves enterprise fleet, right? I'm like, yeah. We did, just none of them knew this area up here. So cool. So I take it to Ingle in Loveland.
Yeah.
Fire me or not, I know that you guys are gonna do a good job on the car, and my buddies still work there. So it's not a lot. It's shit work, but that's all I got for you, man. I'll keep bringing it when it needs brakes and shit, but it's only got 10,000 miles on it. Sorry.
Well, you can hang out, and nobody's gonna care that you're like hanging out and doing the shit, It's not like you got like. It's not like when you left that place, it wasn't like a fucking like super bad like breakup situation. It wasn't like you're like fuck all everybody.
It was like I've only had this van for about a month now, and I've already put almost 5,000 miles on it. This is the most I've ever driven, ever. I'm getting like. I probably spend more gas than anybody else down there does, except for maybe the managers, because they have to drive all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, none of you guys have to drive from Fort Collins to Denver every day.
Right.
So I'm putting gas in that thing like every couple days.
And are you paying for gas or they pay for gas?
I have a gas card.
Cool.
Fuck you. Oh, nuh-uh.
You wouldn't make any money if that was the case. It'd be the same thing that when you were fucking taxi driving.
Right? Yeah, fuck that. You have to pay me a lot.
Yeah.
Give me like a $300,000 salary, and I'll take care of everything. I even pay the fucking insurance on it. Maybe not. I won't offer up.
I mean, the 300K, if that was the job for 300K, I'd like, sign me the fuck up. Because that's a lot of money to do what you're doing. Even if I had to buy a fucking car every year.
That is a lot. That might be a little aggressive.
Yeah, 300K is like, that's like ridiculous
That
money.
is a lot. So,
yeah.
okay, maybe like 130. That's still kind of a lot. Like,
no, but that's, honestly,
130 is
that's
more reasonable.
like
300 grand's like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, 100K in like this day and age is about what was, 30, 40, 50K, like 20, 30, 40 years, that.
Mm-hmm.
So like 100K is
But that was like a good amount of money to make.
Yeah, it was like a solid amount
now
of money.
it's fucking.
It's not like you make so much money that you just have complete fuck you money.
Like last year, because we just filed my taxes. Oh, that's great. I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting like $9,000 back.
Nice.
So,
All
when.
the child credits and stuff?
Well, no, so when we got insurance, we went open market.
Oh.
And when we did the income estimate, whatever, so they can give you your tax credit, I put in, I think, like 75,000. Because from the math, that's what I should have been making. Because we got it. Oh, that's right. We got it when I started working in community. Like it's just cheaper. Whatever. We'll go this way. And but we figured out. Then we've just had it. So we've had it for a while, but I only made about 40 grand last year.
Right.
So they weren't giving me enough of a credit, which means I overpaid on my health insurance. So $4,500 of that is just a refund from overpaying on my insurance.
Well, I mean, it's money. I mean, you made it, so it's your money. So like.
So then I had to go fix Because then this year I found that out, like, right away, like, first of the year. So I went to go renew for insurance. So that's when the market was open. I was like, cool, 45 grand. That's what I'm gonna make. Not considering my new job because at that point it hadn't started yet.
Right.
So, but now in the pace I'm at, only a month in, like 80 grand. I was like, fuck, I need to go change that, or else I'm gonna have the opposite where we're gonna owe 5 grand next year because we can't pay it. But yeah, we're getting fucking almost 9 grand, like 85 and some change.
I mean, that'll be a good chunk right there. So.
Well, because
Our order is going to be here.
be a nice start for our savings because we have none. Well, we have some now because we're doing things differently. But because now that we've gotten used to living off of like $400 a week, like let's just keep doing it. Like, it sucks, but it's now a lot of money we can set aside. So we give ourselves more than $400, but I put 10% of my paychecks away. She puts all of hers away.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well. Again, like,
plus 9 grand for like paying off all our credit cards. Because after we're gonna do our mom's house, but after like 3 or so years, our plan is to buy our own.
Right.
So whether it's that one or some other one, like we just need to get my credit. She married into debt. She didn't have any when she met me.
I mean, that happens.
And now she does.
It wasn't like you were like, I'm sure you weren't like buried in it though. So.
No, like compared to how fucked some people are, like I think right now to our names we've got 12 grand total.
Oh yeah, that's.
And 8 grand of it's Snap-on. So we're paying off like all the credit cards, then putting the other half in savings, and then we just have Snap-on. I think like medical bills, which is just you're never gonna pay that off. Just keep the monthly fucking payment going. There's no interest. No one cares.
You know what? I mean, you kind of could have done. Obviously, the tools would have got away in the situation if you want to get rid of all. I mean, $4 grand credit card is like nothing too. When you think
No,
about
it's
it.
not. I'm not gonna do bankruptcy over that shit.
No, like it's like you just like I did that. Like if I would have known I was gonna break my legs, I wouldn't have paid off any of my fucking debt prior to that. Like none. I would have said fuck off to everything. If I knew I was gonna go through bankruptcy anyways, I would have been like, fuck it, and then just stack that. I had like 20 or 30 grand, but I was making a ton of money for like a long time too. So it wasn't like if I would have saved my money for like 3 months, I could have paid it off. So it would have been that big of a deal. But I was like, if I would have known I was gonna go through it anyway, I wouldn't have paid any of it off. I would have just said fuck it. And it was one of those moments where like, you know, when I lost.
What are you gonna do? Unfix your legs?
Right.
This dude just shows up and fucking just snaps your legs in half. That'd be awful.
And you couldn't. There's metal.
There are strong men out there. They got the Iron Man dude that like twist the fucking railroad ties and the nails.
Basically, what it is.
Yeah, they'll just fucking bend it in half. That'd be worse. They're not just gonna break it. They're gonna fucking bend your fucking leg. So obviously your bone's gonna break, but there's just
You're
rebar.
just like curved.
They
You're just walking down on curve.
twisted the rebar on your fucking leg, gave you little coil springs. It'd be aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, I got the. I mean, these are the titanium ones.
Oh, that's right, Wolverine. Yeah.
Expensive.
That was so funny. The spikes that shoot out of your knees.
Shit was expensive, man.
It's crazy.
It was a $150,000 fucking make my legs the same length problem. But before, like my right leg was like, I think it was like 2 or 3 millimeters shorter, so I walked like a little funny because of it.
You should wear 2 different shoes.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I just thought I had fucked up shit, which I did.
I wouldn't blame you if you did know. I wouldn't wear 2 different shoes. It's just look at me, I've got a problem.
Well, especially like in my 20s and that kind of shit too. Like it'd be different. Like if I'm like, man, my shit like, yeah, it was like something like this like.
If you're like 80 and it's causing you body pain,
yeah,
put 2 different shoes on.
Right.
But if you're young, don't look like a fucking idiot. Just deal with it and wear the same shoes.
So, and when I broke it actually, so my right leg was supposed to be even shorter after I broke it. They're like, you're probably gonna have like.
You couldn't save half of your femur. So you got a peg leg.
But yeah, they were like, it was gonna be like a millimeter, like a centimeter or more shorter. Like they were talking like 10, 11, 12 millimeters shorter. And I was like, oh, that's kind of
decent amount.
Yeah, it's a decent clip. So I was like, cool. And then apparently my body's all nah, and it actually lengthened it out. So if you look at the X-rays on this leg, the pins are like this. They're like split instead of like straight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it lengthened it out. And I think that's when I have like the most like pain like issues, like when like the temperature changes and they actually hurt. Is the
where
right,
it's
yeah,
right
the
there.
right leg is typically more just because it had already pushed it all the way out. I mean, honestly, if I ever had like 10 or 15 grand to like get them the fuck out, I would take them out. To be honest. I mean,
Why, dude? What the Wolverine knees?
Well, it's because it's later in life I might have more problems because of that.
You'd be the best like MMA fighter. You just go up to knee people. They just think you knee them so hard that you just hit their skin like a knife. When really you just got little fucking talons coming out.
I mean, I thought about fucking doing MMA stuff several years ago. Obviously, I'm too old now, but like when Teddy's brother was doing a lot, I considered it. But it was one of those things where I don't like getting punched. Like even when I was when I was kickboxing back in the day, like
Just don't
actually,
get hit.
I just don't like being punched. I just never have. And part of that's like again probably working on the shove and punching myself in the face more times than not.
Right. I've been punched with a ratchet in a hand.
Right.
It's different. I don't want that.
Yeah, I
have to fight myself sometimes. I don't need you hitting me.
Right.
I'll take care of that myself.
That was one of those things, like, because, since I'm just kind of a bigger boy, like, even when I'm, like, not, like, fat, like, a 220-pound me is, like, pretty lean and machine.
Dude, I wish I was 220. That'd be great.
Make yourself sign up for a race that's way too long, like I did, again, this year.
I wish I could get back into a fun gym. I don't like the normal gyms. That's why I don't like running a normal 5K. Like, I want shit to do. And I like when somebody gives me a workout. I work out much better when someone's telling me what to do. Because if I design my workout, all right, you're going to do 1 lap for a warm-up, do maybe 3 sit-ups, hit the showers, attaboy. Get it again.
I'm going to go upstairs and grab this food.
Word.
Word. Where's the bird?
Birdie words.
Birdie words?
Birdie words. Get some food, dude. Get some food. I don't think anybody's on here yet. It says 0, but we all know this counter's not accurate, so fix it. Restream. What's it is now? I do like that you guys added the Trovo chat, though. That's very nice. So we only have to have 1 chat window up. Because we're lazy. We're not lazy. It's just, it's easy. It's convenient. It's appreciated. Thanks, Restream. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. My grandpa sent me COVID-19 info from Johns Hopkins Hospital. Must be serious. Or he's got COVID.
Could be.
That would be serious.
It sucked, that's for sure. There's so much fucking fries. Holy shit. This might have been a mistake. Boop. I got a normal or just a double. Then that's gotta get to eat. You can eat real good. I mean, Johns Hopkins at least is a real place and not just some bullshit scenario. So that's a plus. Smells good. We just need that Wingstop fucking sponsorship.
Yeah, dude. What's up, Wingstop?
That'd be sick.
That'd be dope. And then we could get fucking what's his nuts in here. Is it Bob Ross? Which rapper
Rick
owns
Ross?
it? Is it Rick Ross?
Yeah. Bob Ross is the banter.
Not Bob Ross. Okay, Bob Ross, the rapper.
I mean, maybe Maybe you should make your singing name Bob Ross.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Bob Ross the rapper? Wait, are you talking about the painter or the rapper?
Maybe both.
Oh, I paint a lot of rap. I'm interpretive.
That would be fucking hilarious.
Interpretive rapper.
Your rapper is literally, your rapper name is Bob Ross. And you paint?
That'd be kind of funny.
It would be hilarious. Fucking great.
Just put down your fries.
The honey mustard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Oh yeah.
Sounds real good.
Super good. That's the way to go.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. I'm eating my drink.
Boy. Boy.
Another drink.
Cool.
It's like it's a delicacy with my ranch over the top.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, their ranch apparently is like the shiznit.
It's the bomb. I just like in-house ranch is so much better.
Well, theirs are like, you know, is like that's like their secret recipe. Is like their ranch.
But even like when I make the ranch, like out of the packets,
Yeah.
it's still better.
Right. Well, you kind of hope it is that way.
Then you can make it cool too. You can bacon fat or whatever.
Seriously, she's almost here.
Mm-hmm. How's that adventure going? Cool.
Basically that. Yeah.
Wings are good.
As far as how quick they are, they're the best like fast wings for sure. I mean, that's my opinion, but it's backed up by how quickly they've been growing too.
Oh fuck. Oh
Yeah.
god, that sucks. Yeah. You want to eat too fast? There's a block up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh fuck me. God.
Yep.
Oh, that hurt. It's like a lump of chicken meat.
You just didn't
stuck-
chew enough.
Nah, probably not. It's enough at a slower rate of eating, but not for like I've been Ow.
It's like when you like chew so little that you're like, oh shit, like I might choke off this situation. You're like, it's all like.
Get down there.
I remember like growing up, like they teach you like the Heimlich and all this shit, like which people should know. Don't get me wrong, but it always seemed like much more of a problem than it actually has been in my life. Like you always like it was always like you really need to know this. It happens all the time. Situation. I don't think I've ever had to do it, which is good. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying.
Not that common.
That's like the whole quicksand thing when like you're watching cartoons as a kid.
Oh
That
yeah.
was gonna be like much more of an issue.
It's everywhere apparently. These guys fall into it all the fucking time.
since like 8 this morning.
I ate my lunch at 4:30. It's great.
Super fun.
Good time. Yeah. Anything important?
Important. Importante.
I got one of my parts for my new antenna
Your new antenna?
on the Forerunner.
Did you break an antenna?
Oh, I didn't tell you what happened. So it's got stupid electronic antenna, power antenna, goes up and down. But by the time since I've gotten it, it's always been stuck. Like the last part never goes down.
Right.
I've just never cared.
Yeah, you don't. Doesn't matter.
So, but I did make it a point. Like when you go through the car wash and stuff. So
You go push it down.
No, like when I retract it down to that, it's strong enough to, because I go through like the breeze through, so it's not contactless. It's like, but it's fine. It's sturdy there. Michaela didn't know.
To turn it off, turn the radio off.
Yeah. So she went through, and I've done it a couple times, and it's usually fine, but this time,
It just wasn't.
no. And she's like, she calls me on her way home. She's like, I broke your antenna on your car. It's like, what? I was like, oh, did you go through the car wash? She's like, yeah. It's like, it's alright. I've kind of been waiting for that to happen. Honestly, I want a new antenna. I hate power antennas. I think they're
Yeah.
a fucking waste. So she comes in, and it looks normal, because she's got it down and off. And then I was like, it looks fine. She turns it on, goes up, and just leans over. I was like, that's a problem. And then, so I went in there and I just unplugged the motor
Yeah.
so you can still play with the radio. So it goes on and off with the radio. And we were driving down the highway the other day. That little stub you just see it go, sticking straight out, like sideways.
So when you went to Wiggins?
Yeah. So, I ordered a manual antenna post and one of those like 50 caliber bullet antennas.
Oh my god.
I put that on there. Pretty dope. I got a sticker from XMS Racing. Put on my Forerunner.
Extreme Motorsports.
Is that what that means?
What else is it gonna mean?
That's what the sticker said. Could mean Christmas racing.
I mean, it could, I guess. Now that I think about it, I didn't think about XMS as being
Exactly. You
Christmas,
didn't
but-
even think about it. You just started saying nonsense.
Yeah, but you didn't know that it was Extreme Motorsports was a thing either.
I didn't care. Shit, what it stands for.
I'm not a sticker person, so.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put that anywhere.
For a while at the shop, we just had a wall. We just put every sticker on the wall. Doesn't matter what it was, stickers.
It's like eventually when I have my shop, I want my fridge covered in like car part stickers, just for fun.
Or just, yeah.
Yeah, other than that, I put them on water bottles. That's about it.
I mean, mine is no stickers, so.
Yeah. It's usually the only place I really put them. I put some on my car. A lot of my Hawaiian ones I'll put somewhere. But other than that, I really don't. I used to sticker everything up, dude. My binders at school were stickered like crazy, like all the Balcom, Billabong shit. Super cool. I was the
Hello!
Hello.
sup.
What's up? How's it going?
It's good.
I keep forgetting that I drink more than I do. There's only 2 beers. I thought there was more.
I got plenty of beers.
That's perfect. I was like, Will.
There's some great Device Shark rhubarb over there. There's maybe some Coors Light,
Buddha.
Bud Light.
What's that? What is that? That strawberry rhubarb? Is that good?
Yeah.
How sour is it?
Not really.
Not really. Okay.
Not bad.
Cool. How's it going, guys?
Good, how are you?
Good. I'm doing good. Yeah. How's your guys' week? Are we
Long.
long? Are we on?
It's great until today.
Great until today.
Was rough.
Why? What the fuck happened?
It was just one of the, in the automotive industry, you just have bad days.
Dude, yeah.
Or nothing goes right at all. And it's usually a Friday.
Bitches.
Plus on top of that, like, it's Friday, so everybody wants their shit. Everyone's got last minute problems. Not so much anymore in my specific field, but like when you're just working at like a normal maintenance shop, like some dickhead with his lifted truck and his pretty much Charlie rolls up. With his,
Dick for brains over here.
with his camper and his fucking dually taking up
Like,
the
yo,
entire
I'm going
fucking
camping this
parking lot.
weekend, just doing a tune-up, and everything's fucking wrong.
Yeah.
And they need it right now.
They need it now and they need it done.
Fuck
now.
you. You don't pay me enough for that. You don't pay me enough for
They
that.
do. I mean, it pays well.
I
But.
mean, a lot of shops like just do that shit, and it was like you should charge extra for that every time.
Every
Absolutely.
fucking time. You gonna be a douchebag? Extra.
It's definitely like an extra $50 an hour on top of that one.
Yeah.
That's how I run a shop.
It's designed to where, like, this is your labor rate if you made an appointment. If you didn't,
Yeah.
double it. Not double it, but.
I mean,
This is-
we do that in my current job, double it up.
Well, it's fun. Like, the rate, like,
We're supposed to. I'm sure like a lot
standard, like, auto
Double.
rates and everything are pretty similar. But, like, then you step into, like, motorhome shops where their labor rate's, like, $4.50 an hour. That shit's nuts.
Holy shit.
But you can make good money working in motorhomes. It sucks.
It's shitty work.
Giant dick, but
Houses are problems, cars are problems. They had a fucking baby and it's a piece of shit. It's just a chassis with plastic and spray foam and a sink.
yeah, motorhomes and like camper trailers are garbage. They're built so poorly.
They look great, but they're built like shit.
And don't get me wrong, there is like that benefit of like light versus like good quality. Like you have to like measure it out because you're like you don't want like a 30,000 pound fucking trailer when it's
It's
like
a balance.
yeah.
They did their best to balance it. It looks great. Just don't investigate how anything is built.
They're terrible.
Don't try any DIY on maintenance when it comes to an RV.
Yeah, you could be having sex on the bed super rough. You're gonna fall right down onto that hot engine and burn your booty.
No, thank you. No, I do not want to burn my booty. No thanks. No.
Yeah, it's motorhomes. They're just junk. I hate them. I've always hated them. And working at old ones are.
But I'm not gonna lie, like going, like, I've gone hunting in a really shitty camper. Fuck that.
Campers are supposed to be shitty, first off.
Dude, that was the fucking worst. It was
That's
frigid.
the point, because if you go camping,
It is-
if you go camping on RV, you're not camping, first of all.
Dude, but then I've also stayed in like a really awesome, like when I went out to Washington last year, the family bought property, had a big ass, beautiful shop, but they lived in their RV. And it was this badass RV. Freaking badass. They had that like parked, like all that, like, I thought that was like legit. I was like, I could do this. Like, I could live like this.
I thought about that when I was younger. When I was like thinking about buying a house, I was like, I'll just buy a bunch of land
Yeah.
and then go buy a shitty little mobile home or trailer or something, just live in that while I slowly get a house built.
Yep.
At least I have land.
Yeah, I mean that's you know people do that.
That's still on the table.
I have
Still
worked
on
on
the table.
so many motorhomes that I will never ever own one.
No, like I would rent one.
Yeah,
I think they're
rent.
fun. I would rent it and like do a road trip with a
Oh,
bunch
yeah.
of friends. That'd be fun as shit. But I will never own one.
I will never
own one.
Never own. I hate.
I
them
don't
so
really want
much.
to own a car, but it's the
Dude,
best
I
way
would
to get
totally,
around right
that's it.
now.
Like, I would totally own one. I would totally own one if I had money to do that. Like, I love camping. I love doing that stuff so much that like I would use the shit out of it. I want to buy something that was
If I had like a shit ton of money and I wasn't worried about how much that's gonna cost me,
Fair.
Yeah.
I would get one because I
Yeah.
think it's fun. I would never call it camping though. I would just tell
See,
somebody, no, we're gonna take the RV.
It's parking.
Yeah, we're gonna take the RV up into the wilderness and watch the game.
See, I mean, I think okay. So I wouldn't do something. I mean, I would get like I would get like a fifth wheel with like the garage thing on it. Like it's like a fucking
Right.
camper.
A toy hauler.
But a toy hauler. Like
Yeah,
that's
that's
what,
different. That
in
serves
my
a
mind,
different
I'm like
purpose.
that's practical to me. That fits my bill for sure. I would not do the RV camp. Fucking no.
Like, yeah, if I was
I'm not
going-
a glamper. Like no.
Yeah.
Like, but I'm also like not gonna say that if given the opportunity to go like if packing in, like no, I'm fucking taking a camper. And I'll hike at 4 in the morning if I have to. I will not do that shit. Like there's a level of like.
Well, if I was
come
going
on
for like a
now.
power sports purpose, not like a bunch of toys, like if I was going to the dunes or something, I really don't want to be out there playing all day and then come back and sleep on the fucking ground.
No.
Like, that's
no, fuck
different.
No. Yep, exactly.
But if you're just out there strictly to camp and just hang out for the weekend,
yeah.
like anything
Take
over
a tent. Like, do
yeah,
the
anything
thing.
over
yeah.
a cot, like you're not camping anymore. You're just moving in.
You know what? and I don't mind moving into a lake. Like, I mean, moving in for a weekend on the lake, fuck yeah. Yep. I'm down. I'm down.
Yeah.
Boating all day, sun
Yeah,
all day, taking a little shower, and then hanging out by the fire at night. Fuck yes. I'm down for that.
See, like I like
Yeah.
tent camping and like hiking to go camping or like we tried like the last couple of years to like go like bike packing where you like camp for a couple of days while you ride your bike. I just don't have the bicycle for it really, honestly. Like it just doesn't.
No, and
You got
me,
the
I'd be
electric
like,
one.
I'm taking a 4-wheeler. Like, y'all take that pretty bike. I'm getting the 4-wheeler. I'll haul
Well,
the cooler.
I like 4-wheeler
That is kind of
stuff
hardcore.
too.
You
like,
gotta have
know.
a 4-wheeler.
My favorite thing is snowmobiling, which I haven't got to do this year. So
Oh.
I don't even know if it's gonna be capable of doing it this year, which is.
Like dirt bikes are a lot of fun, but if I bought
Yep.
something, it'd be a quad.
I
Or
got
no,
I
I buy a side by side. What?
I have a TTR 125. I grew up racing and I love all that stuff. So
They're
I
fun.
mean, I would even take that out, but I mean, you only got like it's a fucking dirt bike. Like you're not gonna be able to haul shit up there.
No.
I wish when we lost everything, we didn't get rid of the 4-wheeler. I feel like that was one thing that I wish we would have fucking kept. But we kept my dirt bike, which was fine. Like I mean, that's the same. I mean, it's almost the same thing.
My
That might be fun to take up like hunting if I can actually like tag out and I can like fucking haul it on my bike instead of.
I mean, a 125 would be a little bike.
That'd be
The
a
problem with
little
dirt bikes though, like too, is like one that can haul stuff like that is like way too big for you.
I know.
Yeah,
I
don't
was
really-
thinking. I know. It's adorable, right? Like I would.
you just need like a little army bike and a sidecar to put all your shit in.
Dude, I'd put my dog in it.
Yeah?
Max would be so fucking cute in a sidecar.
Get the
Could
little,
you imagine?
get the
Have you
leather,
ever
Little bow tie.
Speaking of
get the
cycles,
little leather helmet with the goggles, like a scarf in the wind, just
Yes,
chilling.
he's so fucking cute. I
Nice.
think that we should do that. I think I need a bike. Next. Next.
have you ever seen like they do sidecar dirt bike racing?
Yeah.
It's fucking wild.
What?
Or they're drifting sidecar dirt bikes
Yeah, so,
like
like,
around
what?
corners.
So like the guy on the
Oh.
sidecar, like basically it's just, it's a fucking handhold scenario. And then he stands there, but he like moves over and like when they turn left, he like jumps on the back of the dirt bike and like fucking helps push it over. So it's all fucking like right. It's wild.
It's nuts.
The
Damn.
dude jumps. It's fucking.
They're the same
crazy.
crazy fucks that do like the tandem downhill race.
I'm down.
I'm
Also
not down. I tried to jump a speed bump and I almost killed myself the first day I rode it.
Oh yeah, I remember this story. Classic.
It's a lot of fun.
I think you did a great job.
It was alright.
I mean, you're not dead,
Could more, yeah.
so
I
I
was
mean,
scared a little bit.
That was
no big.
one of the funniest bike rides
Shit
ever.
my pants a little bit.
With
No
you
big.
because you guys were like hauling asshole on this bike that we don't even know it's safe.
Right, we got it and rode it for a good distance
Yeah.
the next day.
Fast. The
Yeah.
same day.
Same day.
You guys
Yeah.
came here. And
Yeah, that's right. We were just running around, putting it to the test. Didn't even inspect shit.
Didn't look at
It's
it
fine.
at all. They're like, it's fine.
Tires are inflated. Let's go.
You guys, you're so smart. You're so.
Well, it's just crazy too, like, because it's only got like the 23 millimeter wide tires also. So like you get fucking his 230 pound ass and says 200 pound ass on there, and it's like, goosh.
You gotta inflate those tires.
Adorable.
And
Something
whoever
I
had
had
before
some
to put
good-
like regular tires on there, they weren't like high pressure tires either.
No, there's normal.
Yeah, so like it's like tagging fucking rim on the ground.
It's aggressive, but it's fun. We had some good costumes on there. We did what? We
The
did
Door of the Explorer one could go suck it also, because that you would not stop playing that goddamn theme
kind of
song.
a club version of the Door of the Explorer theme song.
No, you didn't.
And we had a loud ass speaker that I got to mount in a cup holder. We were playing that like through the whole Tour de Fat.
The whole time.
Oh my god.
I just had it on repeat.
No,
Yeah,
I
it was
hate you.
so fucking annoying.
It was good though. I was Dora, and Seth had his monkey onesie on. He was Boots.
Oh.
Yeah, it was cute for like the first like hour, and then the song made it so like shut the fuck up, take the
And
shit
you had
off.
this sweaty dude with like a shitty Cleopatra wig on, like, huh? And then we did the Dumb and Dumber one. We did that.
That is so funny.
That we played normal music.
Thank God, 'cause that was again the door of the explorer.
I did
it
play
was-
that song once, and
Yeah,
you got
it was-
pissed immediately.
It was fine. It was fine for like the first like couple
Oh my
times.
god. We could go as the Wiggles. Your
You
brother.
can go as a bunch of rapists. Imagine how much fun that would be. We really get into character for this one.
I'll be Emma.
I didn't even know what the Wiggles was until like Lily got like one of those like the microphones for the Wiggles. Have you ever seen those? Like it's like and like you can like plays like the songs they had on the show,
okay.
and then you like fucking like pretended it was like a
Oh, it's a
microphone.
microphone. It's
Did it-
karaoke.
did it
It's
play-
karaoke.
And Lily loved that shit, and I wanted to throw it through the fucking window.
Oh no, you didn't.
Did it play fruit
I
salad?
did not, but I wanted to.
Oh, I'm sure.
Did it play fruit salad?
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah. It's a jam.
No.
Such a creepy
Oh,
fucking. The whole thing's creepy.
I want to make a parody of the Llama Llama theme song because my preschoolers love Llama Llama. They absolutely love Llama Llama. And I get into everything they're into. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, did you see that they just hurt his feelings? They're like, oh, I know.
Well, like so Dorothy likes dinosaurs.
Oh,
And
yes.
on Netflix they have the Jurassic World like Camp Cretaceous.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
It's like a little animated series that kind of continues the story a little bit. There's like all these kids going to like a camp there, and
No.
we went because she always like dinosaur noises whatever. So we started watching it,
Yeah.
and then Mikkel and I just finished it. And she stopped watching.
Oh my gosh.
We just finished
Yeah,
it.
she was like, I'm
I
done
know.
with this scenario here.
Oh my gosh, no, it's true. Like anytime we turn on a kid's movie, the kids start getting distracted and stuff, and I'm sitting there watching it. Like, especially with my niece, because she loves movies. She'll sit and watch a movie, which is awesome for a 3-year-old. But like I'll get so into it, and I'm like crying. She'll be like, Maggie's sad? Yeah. Why Maggie's sad? Aw, Maggie, big hug, big kiss.
Well, so
Big hug, big kiss.
Dorothy is very.
I'm like, you don't even understand. Like, this movie is so deep, and you're just 3, and I just want to squeeze you.
Dorothy is a very empathetic little child.
Oh, she is.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it was like
I
there's one
love
point
that.
where like it's the Jurassic World thing is like it's a kids show, so there's not like people die, but they don't show it like getting eaten by a dinosaur.
Oh, right,
You
right,
just
right.
kind of
Right.
as a kid you probably don't even know what the fuck happened, but as an adult
Right.
like that
Right.
guy just got eaten. But like that would happen to somebody, and you look at Dorothy and just go. She get all sad and just look at you like it's okay.
It's okay.
She's really bad with babies.
Oh, yeah. A baby cries.
Did I tell you the story about what movie? 3 Men and a Baby, that old school movie. So
I
it's-
know the movie. Yeah.
Yeah. So we tried to watch that, and I forgot how much baby crying there is in the first part of that movie
Oh,
when
gosh.
they're getting used to it,
Yeah.
and couldn't watch it with her. We had to turn it off.
Oh, no.
'Cause she was just so sad for like the first 30 minutes of the movie because she'd hear the baby cry, and then she'd start crying.
Oh, gosh. That's adorable.
Or there was another one where I can't remember what like the mom in the movie like gave birth to her kid.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it was like one of these princess Hallmark
I
movies
haven't seen
or whatever.
this in
And so she gives birth to her baby, and the doctor, as
What's up, boo?
usual,
Hi, honey.
would they take
Oh,
the
my
baby,
gosh,
do
not
the
done.
checkups, whatever. When she saw the doctor take the baby away from the mom, she started crying.
Oh, gosh. That's so cute. That's so sweet. I love that.
She was wearing cucumber pickles on her face today. So, Michaela's making dinner.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know what she was watching, because she didn't see exactly what it was, but for some reason, she has that thing where, like, it's kind of quiet.
Uh-huh.
What's going
Yep.
on?
Something's happening.
She turns around the corner, she's sitting there watching TV, but she's got, like, pickles stuck to her face right here. Just kind of sitting here, just, like, tapping them. She
Yeah.
just looks over, just takes them off her face and eats them.
I
So at least
freaking
she got
love
it.
kids.
She got it on video, so I could see it. It was really funny.
I freaking love kids. They're
Such
the
a
best.
goober.
Oh my gosh, that's the best. That's the best thing. I love that. My kiddos are getting pretty empathetic towards. I now have an 8-month-old. I just got licensed this week, so they finally
Nice.
went through. So exciting! And I just got my first round of the COVID shot, so I'm pretty excited about that too.
Just don't pass out.
I got it a few days ago.
Not too soon.
Not too soon to pass out. Well, I'm doing alright. I just felt like I felt like you punched me in the arm. Fucking hard. Like, just freaking socked me, like, yesterday. And I was like, oh, well, okay. But, like, it's good. It's no big deal. I haven't had any sort of anything.
Yeah, my brother had to get his. He wasn't planning on it, but he's a firefighter.
Yeah.
And apparently, I don't know if it's just his district or all over the place, but he has to go get more certs soon.
Yeah.
And the new rule is if you don't have the vaccine, you can't attend the classes.
Oh, damn. I mean,
as a first responder, that's usually a good thing to have anyways.
Yeah, he wasn't gonna get it, and I honestly don't really plan on getting it at this point. So I never worry about that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I've never gotten a flu shot until Dorothy came around. The nurses were confused as shit.
what?
Because I hadn't been to a hospital in like 8 years. So I don't go to the doctor's office. She was, that's when she was, I think I told you maybe this one last week when we had our first COVID test.
Mm-hmm.
And they were surprised that it was when we were going to Maine. So we had to get it to travel. And she's setting up our appointments with Banner. Michaela is. She gets her set up and goes to mine. And apparently the nurse on the phone was just like, it blew her mind that I hadn't been to the hospital like 7 or 8 years. Because she's like, is it this same person that hasn't been in to see us since like 2013?
Yeah.
2012, whatever it was. It's like, yeah, I'm good. Graduated high school, had marijuana and weed to kill the pain. That was fine.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
I haven't gone in a long time either.
I should eventually probably go for like just maybe a checkup at some point.
Yeah, probably.
Make sure I'm not dying, but
I should probably go. After my surgery, they wheeled me out and I did not go back. When I probably should have had a checkup, but I
Right.
it's a different situation. Yeah, you probably should.
Yeah, I probably should have. So I should probably schedule an appointment. That was like 2
I've
years
never
ago.
had any issues, but
Mm-mm.
I mean, I've had health insurance for like a few years now, so maybe I should probably use it.
use it.
Probably, yeah, I would say so. I think that's my.
'Cause, yeah, I haven't gone since.
But I mean, like the cool thing is like the preventative thing, like making sure you're all right. Like there's
Right.
no harm in that, and I mean, you don't want I just can't like a total freak thing that they found something wrong. Like, I mean, you
Right.
gotta go. You gotta go.
Yeah, I really
if
just-
you don't go, you never know.
I just never think about it. But like my mom's side of the family has high blood pressure and diabetes. My dad's side has a decent bit of cancer. So
You should definitely.
both his parents died from cancer.
I mean, gosh, I mean,
And then
I think
he had
it's
his
just
deal.
important. It's just important.
I just hope I don't get that, man.
I mean, yeah, Parkinson's is a hard one.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah, fuck. I mean,
I mean, my family doesn't really have a history of jack shit.
Mine doesn't either.
Which is a huge plus on that one. We lived forever for even in terrible situations. Again, like I was talking the other day, like my dad's dad lived to like almost 80 years old, and he was a fucking miner in the gold mine
Holy shit.
and smoked like packs of cigarettes like crazy, like fucking just
some of those
all
people
the
that just
time.
like they're
That's my entire family. Like I had
Wow.
both my great grandmothers, almost all three of my great grandmothers that I knew and met, like almost lived to 100.
What?
And they
Wow.
they didn't even give a fuck at
That's
all.
crazy.
So,
That's awesome.
yeah, like my great grandma on my dad's side that I met, I didn't meet the other one, but she lived. I mean, I think she was like a couple days shy of fucking 100.
Wow.
And then my mom's side, great grandmothers, both of them well into their 90s. And like one of them was a fucking farmer through all that shit, everything. So like it's like my family has a history of like just living forever, no matter how poorly you treat. So, and the only person that died like young was my dad's mom, and she had died from breast cancer, but that wasn't hereditary. Like when my aunt got it, it wasn't hereditary. So
Oh man. That's so sad. I mean,
I think it was the
family
70s and nobody knew shit. So it is a
as
thing.
long as
Yeah.
it's not Parkinson's, that'd be the worst.
I think, well, so my papa that just died on Christmas wasn't biologically related to me, but I felt like Alzheimer's and dementia, that is like my biggest fear. Like, I've beautiful memories. I do not want to lose that. And it's just, dementia and Alzheimer's, that is some serious suffering for everybody who loves
Like,
it.
forget your memories. Just imagine forgetting who you are.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
It
who
is-
your spouse is. Like, it's like
Oh yeah.
normal shit.
Well, and I lived with my Nana as we were going through that, and she's like, do you know who I am? And he's like, yeah. She's like, who am I? And he can't
He just
answer.
knows that like she's there.
Yes, like just
I know
so
you're familiar
hard.
and you're supposed to be here.
Just so hard. Like, it's just, that is gruesome. I mean, cancer and all of that stuff on, like,
Totally.
I mean, all of it is awful. Suffering and grief is awful. I just feel like Alzheimer's and dementia is like a different kind of torture.
And my dad's never got bad enough to where the part like he'd forget us, but you'd have to like snap him out of it sometimes. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm right here.
Yep.
But
I
yeah,
get it.
it's a weird thing to forget shit like that.
Dude, it's crazy.
The main thing about Parkinson's, like even outside of the disease just being bad, is just that I know what they're gonna have to go through.
Right.
Who are you talking about?
What do you mean am I talking about?
His dad died from Parkinson's.
Your dad died from
Oh, I thought you knew that.
I did not
Yeah,
know this.
no. Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
he had Parkinson's, he had neurosis in his legs, and dementia.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it was rough.
That's tough.
But that's why, and then we obviously went through it, so that's like the biggest thing, like getting it, whatever, yeah, that would suck. Like, if I got it, I know what they're gonna go through, and that just sucks.
Yeah.
They'd have to deal with that. But
What are you gonna do about it?
I told them I'm gonna off myself so you guys don't have to worry about it. If I get it, we'll make sure all the life insurance is paid up, and I'll just end it.
So
Because you in spectacular fashion, like something
You know,
crazy.
I think that was one thing that I did admire about
Drive
Grandpa.
off some like Pikes Peaks. Throttle stuck.
And I'm just gonna OD on something nuts and just send it.
Fuck it. I mean, that's kind of the thing. Is like if you live to old age, it's kind of like why don't just do every drug anyways? Like fuck it at this point. Like if you're like 80, you're like I don't really want to be here anymore anyways. So you're like,
Yeah, I'll do
heroin sounds great.
heroin, meth, and shrooms, and a little bit of crystal, all at the same time, and then go skydiving naked without a parachute.
Yeah, it's something to make the news. You might as well. If you're gonna do it, might as well.
Wow. Huh. I thought about that.
It's the easy way to do it. 'Cause
Honest to God, I've never considered.
it's one of those things too, where it's like it's not.
Considered many things, but not that.
It's like, where it's not gonna go bad either, because I can just do the same thing and try to shoot myself. If I fuck that up, then I'm just wounded.
Fuck, don't be wounded.
Right. So I mean, I
Yeah, you might as well
don't
do it
think
like
there's a high
proper.
survivability rate of slamming into the earth.
People have, which is wild too. Like if you like,
80-year-olds
not 80-year-olds, but like people have like
just fucking hit
survived-
the ground and turn to dust, just gone, like a fucking magician.
I mean, that's what happens when I shoot prairie dogs, so for sure same concept would apply. Just saying.
I feel like a prairie dog thrown out of an airplane would just bounce at some point.
Like they're tough skinned, so yeah, they probably just bounce.
It did die for sure, but just kind of like a weird.
It's like when you like hit rabbits with your car and like they're still like a full unit, but like they're dead.
Oh yeah, just blunt trauma.
Yeah, that's actually how like a lot of animals like they
When you
die.
hit, especially like when you hit birds, get them in the grill.
Dude, I
And
saw,
sometimes you'd pick them out of the grill and they're still fucking alive.
I saw a video of a deer, full rack, like walking across the street, and he had a rack attached to him, got in a fight, ripped the other deer's head off, and it's just stuck on his rack. Just like
What
a
a
dead
boss.
carcass. I'm like, fuck yeah, carrying the heads of your enemies. Fucking bitching. This is real world right here. Like,
I mean, when you see them like fight, like when elk do it too,
dude,
it's fucking.
it is
aggressive,
and
man.
It's so loud. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The
Could you
coolest
imagine just
fucking
like
thing.
somehow accidentally walking into the middle of that?
We were hunting and we walked in right after there was a fight, and so we walked in on the fight ground, and it was such a cool scene to see in the snow. Like everywhere else was untouched except for right
Well, that's
fucking
cool.
there, and we could still smell them.
Everything was untouched.
That was so intense.
Besides the track where he walked away and the dead elk right here.
Son of a bitch. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
It's
that's. I mean, that's wild.
Makes me think of that one video of when they were doing the running the bulls or whatever, and that guy got fucking right through the
Jar
bottom
in the
of the jaw.
What?
The bull went to go buck and just got him right here, and you could see it come out of his mouth.
Oh.
And just hooked him.
Yeah, well, the problem with that scenario is you're not calming this fucking bull down with hundreds of people around.
Oh shit.
So you're just getting fucking flopped around.
You know you might die.
100%.
Nothing's gonna stop that bull.
Mm-mm.
But
Holy cow.
that'd be
Did that
awful.
person live?
I have no idea.
I don't know. I probably. Wow. I wouldn't imagine that's such a fatal shot. Like, it's gonna suck. It's gonna fuck you up.
Right.
As long as you get some attention, like
You're just straight fucked for a while.
you just have like no bottom
Oh my
jaw.
gosh.
And then the one where the guy gets hit and the horn disappears in his booty.
Yeah, that one's like a dangerous scenario because like that, like that's organs that like.
But then again, it could be no harm, no foul. Depending on the angle.
I don't know about no harm, but maybe no foul.
Slight harm.
100% harm. Shit happened.
But I mean,
I mean, the bullfighting has always been like a weird thing for me, where it's like, okay. I was just saying like rodeo, like
That
I
would've
like
been a
going to
good-
the rodeo and like seeing the rodeo shit.
Oh, I
like,
love that stuff.
But like, it's one of those like scenarios where like, I mean, like one of my friends, he was like just shy of like pro PBR, like straight up.
Yeah.
bull riding is fun to watch. Yeah, bullfighting. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, especially for like centuries where they just stab the fucking shit when they're done. So you're like, cool. Now I'm just in this arena where like we can see a dude die, but we definitely gonna see a fucking bull die, which is a weird like scenario.
Someone's gonna die.
Yeah, something's gonna die.
And they paid me at the gate to watch this,
Yeah,
or vice versa. I paid them at the gate to watch this.
yeah. It's always like those like weird mentalities of like humans that like have just existed for fucking millennia.
Well, just like when they used to have pit bulls fight bears.
Yeah.
My dog was bred to fight bulls. And I don't blame him. He's tough as fucking shit. My dog is tough as shit. That breed is ruthless. But they're the nicest dogs. What they were bred for was to be ruthless.
I mean, yeah, that's
Well, that's like part of the. That's why that's like part of the pit bulls' negative history. Not only dog fighting, but they used to be used as entertainment to fight bears, and they were bred that way, and they would often win.
Yep.
A fucking dog versus a bear.
Yep. And they would win. Yep.
They were just
Yep.
bred that way, and that's.
I mean, that's why, Pax would not hurt a damn thing. But, that's why I say if somebody upset me and he, I'd feel bad for someone.
yeah. I mean, he's a giant chunk of meat for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I've never met a mean pit bull, but then again,
No.
I know nice people, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I've really never met a mean pit bull.
Like, even at one of the shops I was at, I went to go talk to the service advisor, and when their doors are closed, it usually means, like, they're doing something, don't bother them. So I just walk up, like, show her the keys to her window, like, I'm done, I'm out of here. And she had the door closed because she had her dog with her. And she's a pit bull. And I see the dog come to the fucking window. It's all,
Hello.
Hey.
it's sitting there, it's all,
How's it going? How's it going?
it's just like getting all growly. I was like, she's like, oh, come in. I just opened the door, it's just growling. It's like, shut up, and then it's like rolls over. It's like, what are you doing?
Trying to learn shit.
Cool.
Kind of trying to.
He's trying to learn how to use his wood.
Would have cut up in size
okay.
and wasted, but
I'm much better with wood than most people.
yeah, this is all hardwood. But yeah, how about
You would hope.
purple heart? This is a yellow sage. I cut this walnut tree down.
That's
I made it, and that's maple.
This is beautiful. You did a really great job.
Not just right.
Dude, this is awesome.
Yeah, it's like
Good for you, man.
15 hours doing nothing.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, it
Proud
took
of
us
you.
some time.
That's legit. That's awesome. Hi, I'm Sarah. Hi, I'm Sharon. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. So, it was fun.
Cool, man. That's awesome. I made a roll tide cornhole set, but
Gross.
I know.
Just kidding, not that bad.
I like Bama.
Yeah, he's an
like
Eagle
Bama.
fan or something.
But the family, it was like a rush order, and the family brought the set into the house before the vinyl was totally set, curled the whole fucking thing. Just because it was set in the garage, you got to keep it cold, let it set, otherwise it'll bubble and peel. Oh, it fucking sucks. But I've got a plan. I actually I've been sitting on it for a while because I'm like I can't do the same thing because I want to salvage the boards. The boards and the stain is so freaking nice. I don't want to change and alter it a whole lot. So I'm gonna wood burn the outline and then sand it and then I'm gonna steel wool the outline of it too, and it'll look sick. But
So just the outer edges?
yeah,
through
so
it, or
I'll
how?
show you. The whole thing came off. Which sucked.
Well, I mean,
but-
I've definitely gotten wood wet and it just. But this is
It was the
main
vinyl.
surface is fine, okay.
Oh yeah, the surface is fine. Just the vinyl peeled completely off. Which sucks, but I mean it still looks cool.
So you say it's because they brought it in, it was too hot?
In the house, she was afraid that the
It
boards
just
were
got
gonna
too
get cold.
quickly Too hot? Or?
It got hot too quickly.
Yeah, I was like,
So
it should be
this was the vinyl lay. Oh, that's
Oh,
sick.
yeah.
Beautiful set. Beautiful set. But they brought it inside and curled it. So that whole thing peeled off. But the cool thing about the stain and how I made the boards is that it literally just stayed. So the outline of the whole thing is still there.
Yeah, that's cool.
Which makes it so easy and nice to do something else. Not do the same thing. Can't do the same thing.
Yeah.
Those boards are so nice.
Yeah, I'm trying to get into epoxies.
Dude, epoxy is a bitch.
That's just something that like.
It's a
something
bitch.
you cannot have. My shop doesn't have heat yet. Well, it's got heat, but it doesn't. The wood shop area is.
Oh, yeah. No, you gotta.
And it's cold as fuck. The other night, it was cold as fuck. I worked till like midnight when it was -10.
Oh, yeah.
And about halfway through the night, my job mill was fucking with the wood. It was taking my foam gun around and finding all the fucking spots that were letting cold air because I was so fucking cold. But it's because I got a heater ordered, but I didn't want to move air around. Because the wood shop does. One of the restaurant heaters, you know, the radiant. You can't fucking get them right now.
Dude,
Because of
no.
all the restaurants. So like, yeah, I ordered it and they're like, so just so you know, you're like, I'm 2 months back.
Yeah, you're like,
What about
oh,
that?
awesome. It's June. Perfect.
Yeah.
Exactly when I needed this.
Yeah, but okay.
Man.
Just go ahead and get it because like next winter will be so fucking cold without it. But
Oh,
yeah, it's starting to pop off a little bit. I'm working on my ventilation right now. I got all my electrical ran. That was fun.
Cool.
Everything's cost twice as much as I thought. I'm like 8 G's right now setting that motherfucker up, but
Wow. That's a lot.
yeah, but it's, I mean, I adopted the tools. The tools are
Nice.
worth, 20 to 30 if you took all of them, so you can't not use.
Oh, yeah.
My bandsaws a 19-inch, it'll cut a 19-inch log.
Damn. That's awesome.
I got 14, I was fucking, gotta use it. They were sitting in the corner forever. Yeah, it'll be fun. I'm gonna start a co-op. You come in and learn stuff and do stuff and go some classes or something on one-on-one when I figure shit out.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah, you can figure out the liability. You can cut your finger off. You already signed that paperwork.
When you get that going, let me know because I've got some ideas of what I'd like to do if I can rent your space, depending on how big it is.
You can come on in. We're pulling.
I know the code. You
We're
just go
pulling
in,
the
it's
posters
fine.
down too, so don't worry about it.
You fucking perv.
I never thought my
Yeah, this guy, he
Fucking
goes to me
crazy.
like yesterday. He's all. So I
fucking
found
awesome.
like all this like stuff that I used to have when I was a kid, like all this shit.
No, I cleaned the house out and I found 1969 through 71 Playboys. The whole fucking set. All of them. And I was 15, so I cut all the centerfolds out because they're respectable women.
Oh, of course.
And I fucking made
Right.
the wall of fucking whackness when I was young.
Of course you did.
And I went through and found it, and so I put them all up in the wood shop. And my partner is a fucking old man, that works out of the wood
He's
shop.
like, oh yeah, I
He rents
remember when I
space.
was masturbating to her.
Yeah. He walks in, he's like,
Shut up.
he's like, how's everything going? I was
Really?
like, dude, I got electrical on. I just fucking paid $4,900. We got all the electrical you can ever imagine, pull down lights, fucking outlet that's everywhere. $240 for bandsaw, table saw. Yeah, no, really cool. If you need anything, let me know. Dude, I don't know about this. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, it's not inappropriate. Like side boob, maybe some tit. What is it? My wife ever sees this, she won't let me come to the wood shop anymore.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're a fucking grown ass man, dude.
Still.
I know, Nick,
That's
all
kind of
I'm
the
saying,
exact
like,
reason he's a
Sarah
grown ass
will not
man.
come to your wood shop if you put those
When
up.
you're a married
I don't know if
grown-
she'll come anyways, but why? I think they're respectable.
When you're a married grown ass man, softcore porn is not really acceptable anymore.
No, not in the
Hardcore's
garage,
fine, but
please.
not softcore. It's okay.
That's fine.
Not in the garage, but at the shop.
No, same thing. Like a lot of shops don't let the techs put that stuff up anymore.
Yeah, but this is my shop, dude. I pay solely for every fucking thing in there.
I know, but that's
then
my
tell
thing.
them
Is
to fuck
you're
up.
Nick
allowed-
also said it was weird that I put up like a collage of all the fucking postcards my sister has sent me. When
I did not say that was weird.
Do you,
at all.
is it right next to your porn?
Other wall.
Either way, so that makes it weird. I didn't think of it like that, but yeah,
That's weird.
The location does make
Sure.
yeah, it's
No, it's like all,
Not as
all my
weird.
next
It's a
sister-
little weird.
They're all
all my
mixed in
family
to the.
sister-
yeah,
Right, right,
it's
right.
all like the postcards, and
Right.
then like this, and then like more postcards, and then fucking.
That'd be weird. That'd be a weird vibe to walk
And
into
again, like
for sure.
for someone like like I'm saying like for like most of the people that are around or whatever, we're not gonna be like disgusting or whatever, but at the same time like the person that doesn't know and they're like you like show them around or whatever, like yeah I got this cool shit, and then they're like what the fuck is this garbage?
What
Hi,
up?
babe.
Well, yeah. It was,
Look, Kelly,
If
you're
you know me,
amazing.
you know
I had
me.
so
If
much fun
not,
doing Saturday.
whatever. I totally took this picture my sister did in high school, and it's this awesome picture of my best friend. He's just like staring out the window. I did put a fucking girl right in front of me.
Fucking.
But if
so
you
you
know
see
me, you know
what?
me.
It's
Fuck
a
it.
little
Thank you.
weird. I was
Thank
like I was just saying.
Whatever.
Obviously, like we can respect those people and that kind of shit. Like I understand it, but at the same time, I'm like it's a little like there's a reason why it stayed in the magazine.
Oh, fuck that. They all got
It wasn't
Number
perforated
two.
for a reason.
Yeah, it wasn't like you
I
like
don't-
if you took it and like maybe like put
But
it on
did-
like a print and then like put it like a backboard like then like different than like,
Framed it.
If
yeah
you did it
even that's
classy-
different. Even that's like different than like just like
If
Like,
you took
class
it and
up,
like,
okay, Scotty? Like,
No.
You're
class
not-
the fuck
You're
up.
not coming down now, Sarah. Now they're just
Listen,
getting a fucking
listen,
curtain
Linda,
for in.
this
like,
is the
and
deal.
when you come,
if
they're
you're
getting
going
revealed.
to have,
like if you took
if
them
you-
and just like repainted it on canvas or did something nice with them that's tasteful, that's different.
Make
But
it
you have
look better.
porn stapled to your fucking
yeah,
wall.
don't be a fucking douche about it. Like,
Yeah.
be classy.
Yeah.
You want to see
Be
that?
classy.
Do it on-
Okay?
Hey, that's my grandma.
and
Listen.
that's kind of that could be part of the problem with that one.
If that's what you want, just do it on your phone like everybody else.
Yeah.
Well, he definitely doesn't have a problem with that whatsoever.
Well, yeah, that's why my phone's all cracked and fucked up.
Maybe this dude that you're talking about has ED and it just reminds him of his shitty unit.
Travis has softcore porn.
I do. She did a boudoir.
Yes. Dude, I've...
Yeah,
I
but
know
it's,
what you
when
mean.
it's like your own person, that's very
See, that's
different.
also different.
Or she takes pictures like and very attractive for you.
It's softcore porn, is what it is.
Yeah.
I've done that for myself.
That's the
And it is
word.
fucking
So,
awesome.
if you
I'm
come
gonna
to
hang my
October
own shit
shop,
up in my own fucking
I
shop.
don't even know if I would put that in the softcore porn scenario though.
Why?
Like it's different.
It's super soft.
Yeah, it's like you got half a chub, it's fine.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
But it was like, because she got a couple nice ones and I wasn't like blowing up, frame it, and put it in the room.
Hell yeah, do it.
But we're just like, what if, like someone comes over, we just don't need it. Like one
In
around
your
the dinner.
bathroom.
And then I was going to put it, when I made my
That's
desk,
so fucked up.
I was going to put them under the plexiglass and like have it be like my desktop.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, but what if someone needs to use my computer? Like I just don't.
Where do I put
Yeah,
this
you don't want to
awesome
know the
pictures?
super awkwardness.
No, they're just on my computer. And they were my wallpaper. Do you remember what happened with that?
No.
Did your mom see
Oh, with the streaming?
Yeah.
We had
They were
problems
my
with the
wallpaper on my computer. And so there's, like, with this program, you can capture, like, a camera. You can capture a monitor screen.
Oh,
so
no.
everything that shows up on the monitor
Well, he also had a problem when he was like doing it when he was streaming in his room too. Like Mikhail would come out of the shower and he's like, "Fuck, gotta turn it the fuck off."
Oh yeah, she walk in like in a towel and oh fuck, I'm recording.
Damn it.
But there was one time we were going and I was switching games, so
That was
I
such a
closed
babe.
out one window to open another, and for a few seconds there was my half-naked wife on the internet.
Shit.
Oh shit. So this is why
So that's not my wallpaper anymore. In case I make that fuck up again.
Good
Lesson
job.
One, you get too dumb tattoos, you never do names. I got a whole boudoir set or whatever. Got a fucking awesome frame. It's fucking beautiful.
Of
My ex
yourself?
has a fucking SD right there. And that used to sit over my bed. And that was probably a pretty weird one to explain to the next guy. Why? I have a tattoo there. I got a sweet boudoir. It's in the automotive shop. So you come to the wood shop, you see that. You come to the automotive shop, you see that.
To your mom's house. Shit, yes. I
Yeah.
will drink to that. Do it.
It was yeah, probably.
Yeah. You'll have more room and
I
stuff
put
like
him in my
that.
walk-in
Yeah.
closet. Nobody's
I mean,
gonna see it there. No one's gonna see it there.
Yeah, you're not like when you're usually when you're
Good
rolling around with people, you're not
conversation
showing them like your
Fucking closet.
closet.
And then also the other thing
Or
is
your
like
own
right
master
now,
bathroom.
right now it's just on the verge of mattering. I also don't need Dorothy just getting comfortable.
Looking at titties. Yep.
Whatever.
I mean,
My
who
parents
cares
have
in
a
the end game
table
on that
in their
one?
house
But
and they're so concerned.
Like
It's like-
if
it's like
she
mom,
was
like,
18, like then don't come in our
It's
fucking
art.
room. Like
It's
since
all
you're coming in
art,
our
man.
room often, like you don't need to be.
What about like art?
No,
What if
I
she's
get
like
that.
a Greek, like the David or something? Oh, that's different. No, it's fucking, the human body's beautiful. It is what it is. It's art. You can't accept that and you can't see.
I agree, but there's definitely a difference from like a fucking fat wall versus not a fat wall. Like,
Yeah.
Just to
Like,
clarify,
I
just
thought-
to clarify.
So you can also do like a little black book. It's just a little photo album of all the good stuff. Little black book. Ain't nobody gonna be looking at that little black book. Put
It's
it
like,
right
I'll
under
probably
your
put
Bible.
one
Except for Scotty D
Put
says
it right under your
he's gonna
Bible.
fucking
It's
hand it to
fine.
somebody and it's
Fine.
gonna
Like, look at my black book.
That,
and then or put it as a calendar and put it in your garage, like in your toolbox. So when, like you open up your toolbox and it's in your toolbox. Like
I'll probably have it in my office because when we move to
Yeah.
my mom's house, I'm gonna have my office locked so Dorothy can't fuck with my stream shit
Yeah.
and my stuff.
good call.
And then also like other people you're not like just randomly welcome into my office.
Right.
So I'll just have it like above the monitor so the camera obviously can't see it. But
You're way different than me. Like, I have the pot of gold. I'm doing fucking clear glass screen so everybody can see it. I'm just the only one that gets to go play with it. And fuck you, like, I want, that's my, put up, who's that? That's my actually, yeah. Oh, she's gonna fucking hate you now. Yeah, I just,
Well, you don't have the problem anyways when they don't hate you. They
Yeah.
hate you to be
they
able
all
so.
hate me.
Yeah, you got like I don't know 3 total. So here you go.
That's all good.
But yeah, when he was like
Yeah,
telling
that
us,
means
like
they must have loved me at some point.
it's true. It's true.
Sarah, you guys are doing?
No.
What about your followers? Would they see it?
no, it'd be above the monitor so the camera wouldn't be facing that way. And yeah, all 30 people. Oh no! All 30 people, which 27 of them are my friends.
That's not funny.
So a different perspective, you like frame a picture of yourself and you went to all that effort and you want one person to look at it?
I mean that's
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little secret, man. It's a little special thing between
Yeah.
two people.
Ow, ow.
Look,
Of course.
You can only keep a secret with you and a dead person, dude. Like, secret stories exist, everybody knows that.
Maybe for you, do you have problems keeping secrets?
No, I'm just I'm letting you know someday. Like,
Do you hear how much he talks? He can't keep secrets.
I know, it's more just stating a fact in the form of a question.
That's like, I'm saying, the only secret you can keep is with you and a dead person. Like,
That's not true.
Not true.
it's just fucking insane, dude. I didn't make it up.
Yeah, but it sounds like you believe in it.
Okay.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
that's false.
It's false.
There are people who
Sorry,
can keep
false, sorry.
secrets.
Yeah, I agree. That's
I
fine.
mean, I keep other people's secrets, but like I don't have
Yeah, but they're
secrets
not-
of my own. Like that's not.
I mean, I'd like to say that I'm a really authentic person, but there's things that I wouldn't tell certain people.
Right.
And I like, but I've never. I don't want to lead people to think that like, you know, I'm not like an open book, but I'm also like not gonna fucking tell everybody my fucking shit. Like, but and I feel like that it's also important to have that exclusivity in a relationship. You should not be airing out your dirty fucking laundry even after the relationship, even if it doesn't work out. Like, you don't do that. That's completely disrespectful.
Yeah, but
Thank you.
Round right.
the majority of people do is what I'm saying.
You know
I
what?
don't disagree with your.
Well, then the majority of people can fuck off.
No,
Thank you.
That just sounds
That's a guarantee. Most people can go fuck themselves.
But-
That's the way I look at it. But
I'm just looking at like reality. You're not serious.
it's like my stream though. It's fine. It's okay. It's very different. And again, like, you know, I know for me, like, I kind of like when people like just talk about my shit where I'm like, cool, just talk about me whatever you want. It doesn't bother me whatsoever, which typically makes that person way more angry. When you're like, yeah, just say whatever you fucking want. I don't give a flying fuck what you think. So it's,
But I'm trying to hurt your feelings.
yeah, that's pretty impossible for me. So yeah.
True.
He has no feelings.
It's not true at all.
It is. He's a heartless person.
Just fucking cold.
Why you gotta be so happy?
Travis and I know everything about each other. We're one but independent people.
One single boop
Love that.
from Talladega Nights.
No, I love you guys. I think you guys are really awesome.
I love. And everybody's like, we're like one person. Like that's. I love that one single boop. I mean, there's those things like, and that's the way that a relationship should be, especially when it's like one of those like lifelong, forever situations where it should always be. There shouldn't be anything like secretive in that situation.
Well,
Yeah, it's not the things that we don't know about each other, like secrets. It just hasn't come up, or it like, doesn't matter really. Oh, it's yours.
I think I've been reading Michael Todd's book, Relationship Goals. And it comes with a study guide, and it's really Michael Todd is a pastor, and his wife and him are like high school sweethearts. They also separated and got back together. Long story short, it's a relationship book about all kinds of relationships, and in a marriage relationship, it's, you know, like you're saying, McCullough, it's one, like, I mean, you got to think of a triangle, and that's the strongest strongest geometrical shape, and that's exactly what triangle. But with the triangle, you are one unit, but two separate people with a spiritual focus. And if you forget that, it gets lopsided and it's not as strong as it could be. It's super important to like make sure that you don't lose yourself in the oneness.
So you never lie to your partner no matter what, or are you one of the people that like do the whole like, yeah, you look great, sweetie, when she's like fucking looks like trash, or vice versa? Like, I'm not gonna lie because I know it'll hurt you, or you're the one that like, I'll just say it all the time no matter what, and I'm not gonna.
Well, the reality is,
edge around
There's
that.
also a happy medium in between your two situations.
Oh, no.
You don't necessarily have to lie to her, but you also don't have to be like, no, you look like trash.
so there is a context in the way that you say things that helps a lot.
Exactly.
If she comes in the room, does this make me look fat? Fuck yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Well, it kind of depends on
Like-
like your partner too. You may be those
Right.
people.
Right.
You may be the people that you can be like, I just want to know everything, like whatever it is.
Or
say
no,
it
what
out
did
loud.
you do last night?
How- it's
Just
much
hang out with
like-
friends when you were at the strip club with friends. Like,
I have
neither hurt each
I have
other,
a story that I
but
cannot
just
tell
might
on
try to
stream
fucking
that
fight for no
my
reason.
sister told me about last week that I cannot tell on stream because I don't want the people that got the other side of it to hear about
Got it.
But it is.
Well, man,
It's kind of like that, like you look like shit scenario, but like it's so fucking funny that my sister said it, and you'll both die laughing.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
Is it Amanda?
Yeah, Amanda said it.
well, man.
She
I
says
love
some of the
her.
funniest shit. Just
She's so great.
it comes differently from someone like her. Like you don't expect
So
half the
real.
shit that she says. When she
She's just
shows
so
up, like from the neck up, she's just like a nice, respectful person. And then you see her shirt, and it's a Care Bear that just says "cunt."
Yes.
I thought that.
Yeah, I know. But it's like it's two different people in the same body. Like you don't act like most people think you would.
The
just
most
based on how you
and
look.
best benefits, girl. Yes, it's how it should be.
With extra benefits we can face with tongue.
Right. And that's kind of what it should be. It should be again like it's like one of your
Get it,
best
girl.
friends.
Get it.
Period. Like that's the person that it should
Yes.
be
So
regardless.
that like if you walk in, you look like shit. You be like, babe, you look like shit. But you know that like
Right.
you love each other. Best shirt ever.
What's up, Dan? Yeah, so it's one of
But
those
you know,
things.
like that love and that friendship. Like I know that you love me even though I look like shit. Like you get, but like,
Yeah.
that surfacey, like where the relationship, you're so gaslighted in the relationship that when you say things like that, it's hurtful and not even cool. Fuck that shit. Fuck that guy. Not even. Fuck that guy. You gonna be like that guy? Fuck that guy.
And that's kind of the thing is like it should be that way. And again, depending on who you are as a person too, like you should be like accepting of the way that Again, if I was like to say you look like shit, like we're good enough friends or like you or whoever,
Yeah.
where it's like
I walked in here with a cold and be like, "Girl, you look like shit." Be like, "Fuck, I know."
Yeah.
I
Or
know.
like if I
give me
didn't know, I'd be like,
tissue.
fuck, what? What's
Right.
going
Well,
on?
you're kind of oblivious to shit anyways. Like last fucking week, we were like, "Why is all this shit here? I didn't fucking pay attention at all." So like, I guess, but I've said some
Wait,
fucking
you were
shit.
oblivious about everything last weekend?
I caught on like the last second.
Yeah.
As
Oh, yeah.
Michaela was walking down the stairs, I was like, I think I
Well,
know.
because he was like, "I'm gonna order some food," and I was like, "You can't order food." And he's all, "Why?" And I was like, "Cause there's food coming." He's like, "What do you mean?" And I was like,
There's food coming.
"There's food."
And then he
coming."
gave away a little too much information. Oh, but I also
When the table was set up and shit, he like, didn't even.
he's like, he's like, you didn't notice the table right there? He's like, what do you think that's for? I was like, the whole beer? I don't fucking know.
Or like, cause like I just
Maybe
figured, like,
you used it for something.
I
I
just
don't
figured,
fucking know.
I figured you knew people were coming anyways, just because like it's my birthday also. So like it's kind of like the thing. I was like, I'm sure he's gonna like figure all these people are coming, and then like the only person that you didn't like that I thought you wouldn't know would be like Michaela when she came. And but like she came like we hadn't started yet anyway, so it was like
Yeah.
he's like who? And I was like, I can't tell you who it is or whatever. He's like. And like he like thought it like as she was coming up the stairs. It was like
Then the light bulb came on.
So, also, that was all bullshit. I knew she was coming.
Did you?
Yeah, well, I didn't know until you started talking about it. And then I did put that stuff in my head together, but the way I verified it was checking my Find My Friends and seeing that her location It's like I kind of put it together, but verified it. I just got on Find My Friends to see where she was, and she happened to be right outside the house.
Yeah, surprise. Damn it.
But it was
Like,
it was within
if I-
like a couple of minutes.
If I didn't like try to order food, and that conversation didn't happen, I probably wouldn't have. Like, okay, and the table thing. It would have been different if every time we ordered food, we pulled that table out. Like, that
Right.
was the food table.
Yeah.
Then I would have been down here like, we have food? Was it like, we got a lot of food?
Right.
But I don't fucking know why you have a random table in the middle of your... I don't know. It's like my fucking house. Maybe you eat dinner there now. I don't fucking know.
I don't even use the kitchen table that I have. So
Right, 'cause it's too far. So you moved one. You got one that's closer to where you habitate.
I mean,
Habitate. What are you habitate?
so yeah, I was just like and that was like the thing like when we were like trying to make a surprise. Like I don't know how much of a surprise we can like really make this. 'Cause I'm like it's
Right.
my birthday also. Like, we were like playing some stuff and I was like, I guess we're just gonna like shelve that for a second. Like 'cause I had a couple other people that I was like talking to about coming to the like my birthday.
I'm also just used to like nobody coming to the podcast.
Right.
It's been like us three for a while. Like Paul stopped by, Wingate stops by.
Right.
Like outside of that, like no one.
Three amigos.
Right.
Pretty much.
That's perfect for me. Like, it also keeps it easier to keep like the conversations. That's why we ended it last week so early. Like
There's so much shit going
Jack
on.
was
There's
like,
so
he was
much
like,
shit
why did you
going
end it? Like we had like all this like going on. I was like, I had to because I couldn't even understand what the fuck
Everybody
going on.
was
and I was
going
fucking
nuts.
weird.
I know. Oh my gosh, that was so funny.
We actually got like 20 followers on Twitch last week. For
Woohoo!
that one podcast. We got all those randos
It's
in there
because of
too.
my tits, isn't it? It's because of my fucking tits. What was the conversation before I walked in? Because that was ridiculous. I walked in, and Charlie was saying, dude, we were just talking about your tits.
No, that's just what he says out loud.
Okay. Well,
It's Charlie.
because I was like, because then I was like,
I'll say, I don't
'cause
remember
knew
that
I took off my
conversation.
jacket, and I knew like my tits looked great last week. So I took off, like he said that, and I was like, I didn't even take my jacket. I was like, damn it, now I'm all self-conscious.
No, that's just Charlie trying to make people uncomfortable.
God, I fucking
Yeah.
love-hate Charlie. Fucking man.
I think that's everybody's like scenario.
I know. Fucking
It's-
Charlie little.
Last week was fun though. He was actually like a pretty good time.
We had so much fun last week.
Because like the last time on like 4th of July, I did not have fun with him. I was so mad at him. As I drank like all day and all night the night before, and then we did the podcast at his house, and I was just like not having a good time. I was so fucking pissed. I was like,
When he drinks a little bit, like it's fine. It's just when he crosses that line and just takes a sharp turn down.
yeah, well, there's no
Yeah.
It's just like he doesn't gradually get into it.
right.
Just boom. Oh fuck. Damn it.
Watch them fries. That pups.
Hey, come here.
Yeah, damn. I mean, he's fine, but that's just like watch
Oh
this.
my
You're gonna lick that up.
Yeah, he'll be fine with that. I just don't want to feed him a bunch of fucking fried fucking
You can have
fries
that.
here.
Yeah.
Enjoy. Whoops.
Just because he's, you
Nope.
know, he's definitely at that age where you start feeding him weird shit, he's gonna be shitting everywhere.
You're gonna smell that.
Yeah,
It
you're
wasn't
gonna
like the
smell
Cocker
it.
Spaniels that could eat
Shit.
everything and didn't give a fuck. When Bella and Baloo would get in the fucking trash can and like peel the shisha out, they just didn't give a shit. Nothing changed.
Why'd you say that with such like a southern like intention? Here, you're gonna smell
No
that.
shit. You can't have
Well,
that.
you know his family is south.
Yeah, it just came out super thick right there. It's like something I just
It's like when
pictured.
Sarah gets
I
like 3 or
just
4
pictured. I just pictured an old.
They're both the strongest shape.
I got. Yeah. Yeah. It just happens.
I still find it hilarious.
Isn't it funny
I mean,
though?
the thing is, like, you know, like you're like kind of a country girl, anyways, and like where you grew up, like that works.
Yeah.
But like, it didn't really come out until you came back from Georgia after like what 10, 11 months.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Mine comes out every now and then.
They're crazy. They're both the strongest shape. It's depending on how you put force on it. But
Oh.
the triangle is
Cool, we're gonna ask that question.
is the strongest, but like there's like how you
I like how
do
you
it.
I'm glad you went to go get your phone with
don't
all
know.
the shit that
I
I
have no
already
idea.
fucking said. Is it because I'm a girl?
No, it's because I've read
Thank you.
something about a
Thank
circle
you.
before, and I was like.
so
because it
technically,
doesn't
it's a
have weak
structure, and archway is stronger.
Okay. They're chatting and they wanted you to introduce yourself.
Oh, I am a friend of my friend Scott here.
I just fucking don't get that.
And who
Yeah.
are you?
I am Cheyenne. I am currently in school at CSU. I won't say more just because, you know, it's my major is more public, and so I think for anyway, school
Sure.
stuff. Yeah.
Fair.
But studying agriculture
Boom.
education.
You don't need to
so
lick it off the
I'm
plate.
doing
It's
kind of
fine there.
Stuff too, but yeah, just hanging out and listening.
Cool. Awesome.
And I was
Yeah,
just
we're all
Well, chime
loud
in.
and wanting to make
Chime in
noise.
whenever you want.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, chime in.
What?
No, I was like, I just remember reading something about that, like how the circle doesn't have a weak point because this and stuff.
I think
Yeah,
theoretically,
there needs more female voices.
I think
here.
theoretically the circle is stronger because it doesn't have any corners or weak points.
No, it's how
What?
you put force on it.
Scotty, you gonna sit down or what, Shug?
No, I'm gonna go get some more food.
Okay, get that
I'm
shit.
fucking hungry.
No, Bubba. Will you take this
But-
plate upstairs then?
Yeah, no problem. But it's like how you put force on it. It's all what it is. The triangle
No.
is definitely
Yeah,
downward
yeah. Love
and anything.
CSU. Senior here,
But-
so go Rams.
In the shortest, like, in the shortest part of it, the triangle or the circle is stronger because it's like it doesn't have a weak point in the middle, like because we just wanted triangles and equal.
Have you ever crushed a tube?
Yeah, I know.
It's easier to crush a circle tube than a square tube.
I don't know. I just fucking went on.
That's what I'm saying. No,
And they
It's
talk
okay.
about like the 2D
I don't know
3D
anything that I'm
structures,
talking about ever.
no, I get what you're saying, but that just affirms what I'm saying. Like theoretically, the circle is stronger because it doesn't have a weak point. But like when you're
I
building,
am an education major, so want to teach high school students. I'm currently
it's the
student
stronger
teacher over on
like
the western
in the
slope,
real
just down for a
world.
little
Like
bit,
it's
visiting
stronger.
some friends
You wouldn't
'cause they
build
have a
shit
break
as
up there,
circles.
yeah, education. So be a
But
high school
theoretically, it
teacher.
is stronger because it doesn't have a weak point.
It's pretty good. Glad to be almost done.
Nice. That's awesome. You
Yeah.
graduated in May?
Yep.
Good
Yep.
for you.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
I was
also
hoping to graduate in
not really
the
a
fall,
circle.
but
It's a
COVID.
cable.
So fun.
Yeah, love it.
So fun. That's good. Good for you. That is awesome. I was an
I
English
like
major
how
at CSU.
It does not matter what Scotty did.
And then
I read something about it once.
Special
I remember
education at
remembering
Metro
it, so
State.
we both read it.
Um,
It was like,
Yeah, and it was awesome. Didn't end up graduating, but now I just opened up my own preschool in my home, so I'm a licensed preschool teacher.
That's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, super cool.
Fellow educator
Oh, yeah.
type people taking care of all the small humans.
Oh my gosh, my humans are so nice.
Yeah.
That's the sweetest things.
And
Like,
this fucking square tube, and at one point immediately makes it its weak point.
Mhm.
So, that's where I was going.
dude,
Fuck,
no,
I remember.
I gotta show y'all this
Come here,
new
bud.
little boy I got.
But it is what it is.
Look at this.
Last time I took geometry was
Look
sophomore.
how fucking cute this kid is. This is my newest
Yeah,
kid.
that's
Isn't
what
he
I'm
cute?
Like, I'm not
This
gonna
is my newest one.
Aww.
Isn't he cute?
So cute.
Oh my god.
Crotch goblins are the cutest.
Oh my
Other
gosh.
people's though.
boys.
Okay, I'm gonna go with this Yahoo. Might be
And
back
then
later.
this is me and my
Nice to meet
ginge.
you guys.
Bye. Love him. Look at this. This is me and my ginge. So cute. He's walking like crazy.
I'm sitting here saying the same thing, bro. Whatever.
Well, I can tell you why it's not actually at all.
What?
The circle. Why it's not.
I know it's not.
Yeah.
I
There's
know
always
that.
1 point of contact versus down to 2.
Mm-hmm. I know. But he read something somewhere about how bending stuff works. I was like, well, then you're changing the shape completely.
Here's my almost all my kids. I'm missing 3.
Dude, there's a reason that
I don't know if I can handle that many.
there's a reason that the gold,
I love kids.
there's a reason that bridges have arches. Like shaped like triangles, right? They're not fucking circles.
Right.
Like,
Oh
Correct.
my god, these kids are so
it's
fucking
the
cute.
strongest construction shape. That's why it's used in frames of houses everywhere.
Yep.
Circles. This is a fucking Dr. Seuss movie, dude. It's the only universe where that shit works. They don't have flat edges there. Everything's just circular and round and happy. Except for the only thing like triangular about Dr. Seuss is like a who knows. It's about the most angle you get. The fuck was that?
Snapchat.
Gross.
I just got a TikTok. I don't know how to use it yet.
You just scroll for hours.
That's what I've been doing, and so far it's been successful in the fact that I've just been scrolling forever.
Yeah, and then your feed will start to like get real weird depending on what you watch.
Yeah, I scroll through on occasion. I just don't care. Honestly, I just I'll post some clips up there and try to do a thing, but I'm just not really that into it.
Well, I'm trying to figure out how do I want to do it, because I see different things that people do, and I'm like, damn, I could do something like this, or I could do this, or I could do this. And I think I'm fucking funny. So,
That's
I
fair.
can do something cool. But
You
then
wouldn't be around if you weren't funny. So.
No, thank you. Thank you. Speaking of which, the comedy show, that was fucking hilarious.
It was super fun.
That was
was
so
fun.
fun. That was so fun.
Yeah, it was definitely worth the money to go for sure.
Fucking hecklers.
Yeah.
Dude, he never answered me.
Yeah,
He just avoided the question.
It's because it's not an interview.
He felt
It's a
like
comedy
such a
show.
douchebag, though. Honestly, seriously. You put those fucking batteries back.
I mean, it worked out. So if we were in a much more crowded situation, I would have told you to shut the fuck up.
That was like a small
You
intimate
would
comedy
tell,
scene.
But with that scenario, the first show, the last night, the last
Yeah.
fucking show.
You're not the random dickhead up in the balcony, just
Yeah.
shouting random shit.
Is the main character.
I mean, I'm Dick, so there you go.
I mean, I'm dead.
What's up, Tyler?
But yeah, it worked out pretty well. There was one time where Michaela was trying to talk to you, and I just wanted to bam, bam. But overall, even because the way that the crowd interaction, again, that small of a crowd, whereas everybody's there to have a good time, that kind of stuff, it worked out really well.
Hello.
But yeah, it was one of those moments where if it wasn't that kind of show, it would have. Because I've been kicked out of the fucking comedy show, not because of me.
Some
Sure,
comedians
no.
don't handle heckle well.
Right.
True.
Some of them love it, and they're really good with crowd work, and I think those are the funniest ones.
Yep.
Because some people's heckles are really funny, but when that one fires back, and it's good, it's the fucking best.
Right. And that's where it worked out. Because again, it was if it goes an Andrew Schultz show, where he likes he's got
He
his thing.
wants someone
Yeah, he
to
wants
fucking...
someone to say some shit.
Like,
Right.
that's part he, has it written into his bit, at some point, I hope somebody says something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I've been working on my crowd shit.
Gosh,
I'm ready.
well, and then I was really happy that it was such a
is the ringleader.
Kinda.
I mean, so Gus, but when we would go to the comedy shows, we would go to like small little things, and he was getting into comedy, and that heckling and that all of that like comedy and all of that fun, intimate stuff. I think that's what I loved a whole lot about it, is because it was just quite a lot like that. And I'm
Right.
happy to see that we have it in Fort Collins now. That's really awesome. It makes me excited. That
It's
maybe
been a
we
long
should do
time
that.
coming for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice that we have them up here.
Yes.
So, yeah, it was
I
like.
can't wait. Oh gosh. Like,
I
we're
hope
gonna
it
be able to
pops
develop
off
this
and
thing.
gets
We're gonna have to
crazy.
go. We're gonna have to go. We're gonna have to, like, if they have like an open mic night, we're gonna have to go.
I mean,
We should do another thing like we did, but do it at one of their burlesque nights.
Oh, they have a burlesque?
Yeah, that's one of the things. I mean, that's a huge thing in Fort Collins, anyways.
Yeah.
And like
That'd be kind of fun.
the whiskey was that when we did that shit at fucking TI and Arwar did it like afterwards, like that kind of stuff. So like it's pretty fun. I don't know if you've ever been to one. It's awkward the first like couple times you go. You're like, what's going on here?
Why is it
Just like the drag shows are super fun too.
Really?
They're so much fun. Again, you just
I would
gotta
have
be
no
prepared to be
problem-
like, it's gonna be weird the first like little bit because you're like, I don't know.
Just a new
How comfortable I
environment.
am with this.
Yeah.
Just be comfortable. Who gives a fuck?
Well, and that's the thing. It's like, especially if you've never been to one though. Like the first time, like for most people, it's like, what's going on here? And when they start doing crowd work too, it's a lot different than like a comedy show where they're just yelling at you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
But yeah, they're fun. They're both a very fun show to go to.
I think I'd love to just even like just for fun, just let's get all the boys together and go hang out at the gay bar somewhere. I feel like I'm attractive enough to get pretty drunk for free.
It doesn't matter what kind of dude you look like.
That's true. It's a different universe over there.
It's very, very different.
Buy me drinks all you want. I accept the challenge. I think I told you that one. I can't remember what stand-up it was, but it was one of those funny bits about gay bars. He was like, "So is your plan to get me drunk enough, so then you can take me home and have your way with me?" He's like, "In the gay
It's
dudes."
Michael Shea.
Was it?
Yeah.
He's like, "Challenge accepted."
Yeah. I got to see that joke live. Actually, it was super
Were
funny.
you at Target today?
I've been listening to so much comedy radio. It's not even funny.
Right. I mean, when you're down there, you got to.
Well, just when I'm driving. Like I didn't. Yeah. Have you heard of Andy Whittle?
Mm-hmm.
He's funny as shit. He's the comedy of the week, so they're playing like a bunch of stuff from his new set.
I was at Target today.
I was at Target.
Oh my
Isn't
god.
it crazy? Isn't it crazy? You're starting to pay so much more attention to people's eyes that like you can recognize people in more of their body language
Right.
and their eyes than you ever did before.
It's kind of
Because
weird
half
that
their
like, I
face is
recognize
covered.
everybody from when they have a mask on. I never
Isn't
have.
it crazy?
Yeah, it's weird.
But like you're noticed, like I've noticed that I recognize people. I mean, I've always been an eye contact person, but like I don't know. I'm always
That also
surprised
makes me
when
Yeah.
think of how
recognize me.
stupid it is in a movie when all a superhero has to do is put on a fucking shitty little black mask.
Right.
And
And
everyone's
you
like,
definitely like.
"Where'd he go?"
Right. You definitely know now.
You wouldn't know that
yeah.
fucking person. Are you kidding me? You come up to me on the street and I've just got like black paint on my eyes, but who the fuck are you?
Right. It's weird how that like works out. Cause like even like when we walked in, to the comedy place last week, and Will was like,
Will,
"You're
he's
late,
like, dude,
motherfucker." And
I
was
know. We're like, what?
Like, I couldn't see anything because my glasses were all fogged up. So
Right.
I'm like, who the fuck's talking to me?
Right.
Ooh.
Ooh, you okay there?
That was
You
rough.
okay, bud?
Sweet.
Oh, don't die.
Congrats on the new edition.
Baby girl clothes.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
having their, maybe another one.
They made another one.
Congratulations!
They bought one. It's one of those mail order babies.
Oh yeah. Yep. Man, that's cool. That's so cool. I love it. I got to see one of my nephews today.
Yeah.
He's gonna be 2 at the end of the month. He was the nephew that mom hemorrhaged while having him. We both almost died. It was really intense, and he was 2 months early. You can't tell. This kid is freaking a tank. A freaking like tank. Like this kid is the toughest kid, and he's so
He's
adorable
literally a
and
tank.
sweet. Oh my god, I love this kid. He's such a beast. freaking love kids. I'm so glad I got to see him. I'm so glad I got to see him. I'm just a super proud
The
auntie.
response to that, such a bruise. I
Such
love
a
it.
bruise.
So good. Love it. Yeah, I mean it's great when they come out of like the premature like scenario like good because like even like my little sister wasn't like like a full child for like until she was like 5, 6, 7 years old.
Yeah. Oh
But
my
you
gosh.
could definitely tell she was preemie before that.
This kid, you can't tell. You can't tell.
A whole new adventure.
Oh my gosh. Every single kid, all their milestones. I think I get to have a unique perspective not having any of my own, but getting to love so many people's kids throughout so
Right.
many stages. It's like, it's the coolest thing. Like I had one of my kiddos took their first steps at my house. Like, it's freaking cool. It's freaking cool.
It is cool.
Dorothy is getting into the screaming for no reason phase. She's like so fucking amped for no reason, so she just sits there and flexes and screams.
That's you.
Sophia will start doing that. Sophia will sit there, she'll get excited, and she'll just start shaking.
When have you seen me do that?
Several
Yesterday.
times. So you
5
listen to
minutes
this when you're playing games where you just scream.
Oh. Alrighty then.
Even just on the game side, like it wouldn't be like a scary scenario. You're just like, ah, shit! Like,
Love it. Sophia will run around. Their house is super echoey, and so she'll like wake up and be like, "Mom, Mom," and like just as full belt, just to hear herself.
I think it's funny when Dorothy tries to do something that she's not strong enough to do.
Oh yeah.
She tries as hard as she can. It's like, careful, you're not wearing a
Sound
diaper
effects
anymore.
and everything. I'm trying to move a chair.
Oh, so it's funny. Before I came over here, we got Dorothy, or Michaela got Dorothy this little like toilet seat that goes on top of your toilet seat. So she's going in like the normal toilet now, but she's got her like little seat you put on it so she doesn't fall in.
Yep.
And we're sitting there, and I was giving Michaela a big hug earlier. She's like, "Careful, I might fart." Okay, cool, whatever. And so we're in the bathroom. I was like, "Do you have to fart?" I was like, "I wonder if Mom still has to fart." So I she was standing against the wall. I just like put my hand deep in her abdomen, just try to get her to fart. And then just messing around, I was like, "What about you, Dorothy? Do you have to fart?" And I go over and I squish her tummy, and she let one out.
Yes.
It was perfect. And then she starts.
I love that.
So I grabbed her, just like put my hand behind her back, and just like kind of pushed her stomach in.
Yeah.
Just like, so. And then we're both laughing, and then she's sitting there doing this, trying to get herself to fart.
That's my girl. Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh.
I mean, Dorothy's a funny kid anyway. So.
I love it.
She
oh
is
my
funny.
gosh.
It's like the pickle thing.
Oh my god, yes. I love it. I got one of my kiddos, she's saying, "What the heck?" Right? Oh, I was doing sign language. Same day. I'm doing sign language and I'm doing like ABCs, right? And so I go to L and she's like, L. And then she's like, because she's been watching Shrek and she's saying, she starts singing the song.
Oh boy.
Like, where'd you learn this song? What the heck? She's like, I know. What the heck? What the heck?
Those moments are
God.
just great.
So good.
I mean, that's like what I mean, like the fucking like what that was like what kids say the darkest thing. Like,
Yes,
that's the
I
whole
love
TV show.
that show. Mm-hmm.
Even though fucking Bill Cosby's a creep, but
Yeah, still. That show was adorable.
super adorable.
Oh my gosh. I had a little girl at breakfast.
Cheapest production ever. Because you
So-
just like
I
this
know.
just say random ass shit anyway. So
I had a little girl at breakfast. We're eating waffles and she like stands up and she's like, I have adorable farts. I just sat down and I was like, oh, you do, huh? Like I'm just making waffles and stuff. I was like, so you have adorable farts? She's like,
2 kids will be a trip.
oh my gosh. She's like, she's like, is that what you meant to say? And she's like, no. And I was like, okay. I was like, that's okay. You're adorable anyways.
I know what I said.
I said what I said. Doesn't matter what it means.
They're so cute. They're like they're at that stage where they're starting to figure out what embarrassed feels like and all of that. And I try so hard not to let anything be embarrassing at all. They're just like, because we're all human. It's
We're
the
all
funniest thing.
dumb bullshit. I gotta change this USB port here. pissing me off.
But they're so funny. They're so adorable. Freaking love it. Entertainment 24/7, absolutely. Never a dull moment.
Way to go.
You're breaking shit.
It's being shitty and it's pissing me off.
Welcome to the IB Cam podcast.
Hey. What you doing?
It was good for a second.
It doesn't like that USB port at all, apparently.
Hard to touch it, man.
It was being garbage before. All that noise is. Alright, let's see if that one works out. I was just doing the multiple. What to do with this iPhone? What to do with this iPhone? What to do with this iPhone?
One of you must have gotten vaccinated.
I did.
Why the
Yeah, where did that
What
come
the
from?
fuck? Why?
did.
How would you?
How would you know this?
Yeah, I want to know like your
What
thought
gave
process.
that away?
Because it's not
Because
like
it's been us like this whole time. Like we've kind of been like quarantined together.
Oh, your microchip's fucking with the.
My microchip is totally fucking with everything for
So
sure.
you were making a joke that wasn't funny. Got it.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Charlie.
I was cleaning off fucking the cables from the goddamn cupcake that Wingate threw last week.
Motherfucker.
What?
He
Yeah, he threw a fucking
was
cupcake.
being like pissy for no reason too. At this
Oh
point.
yeah.
Yeah, and then he like, we got like a little.
Oh.
Still right.
Fair, you were right, but not because of the reasons.
Did I get this?
Yeah.
I just don't remember grabbing this beer.
You just sat down.
Cool. I remember having the strawberry one. I was like, that's full and
Yeah.
not pink.
But yeah, he got all pissy, like threw a fucking like the cupcake, and it was like on top of the cables.
Dude, yeah.
That was all.
Frosting down. Frosting down.
I was like,
That's a douche.
mother.
Stop doing that shit around the equipment. Don't fucking shit up. I mean, it's just cable, but
Show off your dick and quit throwing frosting everywhere.
you did that too?
No.
No, he wants to though.
Cool.
It's alright, it's just the effect of it I have on him is fine. What? I mean, I was just like, motherfucker. But yeah, I thought we got it all last, on that night, but apparently it was still on.
Are you not streaming this on Facebook?
It's not on my personal page. It's on my public
Do
page.
you not follow his public page?
I do.
I don't either. The show sucks.
Yeah, I just thought I'd stop like fucking like spamming my personal page with it.
Fair.
That's why I didn't want to do it.
Yeah, so I put it just all on the public page, and I've been sharing the podcast. I don't share my game streams. Again, it just so it doesn't fill it up for like all the memories for the next like fucking like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We're like, cool. Now it's like 5 years later, and there's fucking like 5 of these.
Remember when you did that?
Yeah, I mean, I want to, but not in the same capacity of like all my Facebook memories.
Right, yeah. Yeah, it'll be on the internet. It just doesn't need to be on your...
Right. I need to start uploading them to my web hosting so I can
It
go.
doesn't need to blow up your phone every day to remind you of something you did.
Well, I have it turned off, so I have to like go into Facebook to actually like see them now.
Yeah, I don't have notifications anymore.
But yeah, I just feel that it'll push again. It's to push more to that too, because once we hit like 100 followers on my public page, which is like we're real close, then we can actually stream in full quality like every other platform.
Oh, okay.
So and then at that point too, which will help with that situation, like when I end game streaming and people like want to like hit the support button and that shit, I actually can make money off that shit.
Okay.
So
Okay.
You turn into a level
I
up
looked-
creator.
yeah, I looked at the Twitch affiliate, and I'm not gonna sign it when it comes through. We're close now, actually, on my Twitch. I have enough followers. I'm not gonna
The
sign it.
affiliate, it's not a partner.
No, affiliates, it's the same. They have a 24-hour exclusivity.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so we just won't make money on Twitch. I'll just have the donation link if we get to that point. So, because on YouTube they don't give a shit. Like, everyone else doesn't give a shit except for Twitch on exclusivity. Like, it's dumb. So I was like, for like, especially like the base, like the bottom partner. Like, if you're like a partner or like.
About perseverance yet.
No, we haven't talked about perseverance yet.
What are we talking about?
That's the rover just landed on Mars yesterday.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I
it's
know
really
nothing
cool.
about that.
No?
I didn't get a chance to look at it.
Yeah, so it landed yesterday, like perfect. It was
Really?
immediately good, like whole
Amazing.
thing. So
That's so cool.
yeah, I mean
It's fascinating.
it's crazy how many people work on that stuff and like just the math because like so like the time from light to go from so like radio waves all that like light takes 12 minutes to go from Earth to Mars and vice versa. So there's like a time frame when it's going through the atmosphere, and it's about 7 minutes from atmosphere to landing that there's no communication whatsoever. All the instruments don't work through that. So, but by the time it lands,
Nerds. Shut the fuck
Yeah.
up, Tyler.
so by the time it lands, it's already landed before. It's about the time frame about before we get the communication that's going into that motion. So the 7 minutes of it's called 7 minutes of terror for that time frame.
Yeah.
So it's either already
Should go
landed or
wrong.
already blown up
Yeah.
before we even know if it can be or
Oh
can't
gosh. Well, and then all the calculations have to be perfect in
Yeah,
order, like
it's
for
gotta
that
be, like-
7 minutes to actually work out.
be. And
Fascinating.
since it takes so long for the communication, it has to do it on its own. So it's doing all of it autonomously. So the way it lands, the way everything is all done on its own. It's only programming. No, we're not telling it to do that.
Fascinating.
Yeah, so like it's got like at specific angles because if it's like pitched the wrong way, like if it goes too straight
yeah.
into it, it just smokes.
It looks like all the
gone.
SpaceX
And then
videos.
if it goes like too sideways into the atmosphere, it just bounces off of it and goes away.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, so it's like this, and it takes, I think it was 8 months for it to get there during this cycle. So like they're talking about and that's like accelerated speed time frames because like they're saying human flight will take probably 2 years before they can get there
Wow.
because it can't go as fast.
Right. Weight, food,
Yeah.
people, all that bigger.
So when they actually do that, because they're planning that it's only it's within 10 years they're thinking about sending people to fucking Mars.
Whoa.
And that's one of those that's a one-way trip.
Oh yeah, you ain't
They
coming
just
back.
retrofit 747s to fly through space. That'd be phenomenal.
It's probably what's
I mean, that was kind of the space shuttle situation.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and the reason why we don't do that is because there's the space shuttles were so much more difficult to get through atmospheres because of their size and shape. So where they could actually land and that kind of stuff. Like they became much too expensive and technically too dangerous. Whereas that's why we're doing the SpaceX where we can land the shit. Where it's it's just a rocket, but then when it goes down, it hits the parachutes, and then when it goes to the bottom, then it'll use up thrust to stop it.
It was crazy watching those videos. The ones where it didn't work.
Yeah, where they're like, and then just boom.
Coming in just a little too hot or a little too sideways. But the one where it finally did it was so dope. It just landed
yeah, it's
itself
crazy.
perfectly. That's
Well,
nuts,
the ones they were
man.
doing when they were doing the water landings on them, so like a floating platform, and they could land them. They figured out how to land them on the floating platform,
Oh wow.
which is fucking nuts
That's
too.
insane.
Just the amount of math, everything is just wild. It's just so.
This is why I'm a preschool teacher.
I mean, I'm fully for making people more intelligent. Because then you don't have these people wondering why are we doing this. Well, obviously we should be exploring if we can.
Right.
That should be
Hey.
it should be a priority.
There's no COVID on Mars at this point.
Well,
So far.
So far. There might be. There might be now.
so yeah, well it was I was reading something the other day too. It's been since the International Space Station's been up in orbit. So I think it's 25 or 6, 7 years like that. They're not all humans have been on the planet because there's always been somebody in the space station, which is kind of crazy to think about too. Prior to that 20, 30 years, every human that's ever existed that we can possibly know about. I believe in aliens, but that's just I don't think that we can be the only intelligent species in the universe, which is infinite. So we can't be the only ones. in my opinion. But only humans that, period, have always lived on Earth. And now we have people that have been off of Earth for long times.
Saying right now.
Ooh, you can ask my brother.
See a flat earther?
Yes!
Yeah.
I know!
We've talked about this where I'm like, I don't.
I just don't understand.
He also really loves Jesus.
I mean, you really love Jesus.
I do, but I'm not a flat earther. Because of everything else,
Right.
including Jesus. Like,
I just look at it this way, like, it's been proven since, like, what, like the 14th century that, like, it's not even before that. It's probably way before that.
It's like, you've never heard of anybody just like falling off the earth.
metaphorically.
Nobody's ever taken a picture of the end of the Earth.
Because it doesn't exist.
No, but,
Yeah.
but he wants to have
It's
his
the
own, I'm
strongest
sure.
shape in the universe.
Fucking A.
That's why planets aren't triangles, dumb fuck. Wouldn't that be weird if planets were a different shape? If, like, it was a triangle?
I mean,
You just have 4 flat Earths combined together?
it would be like, you couldn't do like a triangle. It's just like,
Not like a pyramid. is what I'm
yeah, it'd
saying.
be like a pyramid.
Yeah,
I
so
mean, you
4
could-
flat Earths connected. So you actually get to the point where, like, you have to
You're
cross.
actually on top of the world.
True.
So like, yeah,
I can show you the world.
It'd be nuts.
it's just, yeah, I like it, I love like when they have like pictures of like, yeah, you can see there's no curvature here. Like, you know, like I was like, for one, if you've been in an airplane ever and you still think the Earth is flat, I don't even know how to discuss anything else with you at all. Because like you can visually see it when you crest into the fucking, you know, typically
can
about,
see
I think it's
a
like
very
12,
slight
13,000
curve.
feet. Like if you like watch them all the time, you can see where it goes from where you can see like this to like, oh shit. Because you can see much farther at 30,000 feet than you can
What?
see. I don't,
Are you serious?
Yeah,
I don't believe you.
just that.
This is bullshit.
Right, it's like anyone that's like,
I will believe it when I see it.
you have seen it. That's like,
I know.
that's just one of those things. I cannot
I
even
don't
like,
understand how they could still think it's a thing.
right.
Right.
I just, it hurts my brain so much to try to think of like the
You're
way that
a
they think it.
special kind of pretty.
There's
Yeah.
people that have been known to fly around the world. They didn't fly across the world.
Right.
They flew around it. You can't fly
Around the world in 80 days. Come on, guys. Like, seriously.
across the world in 80 days. They should have done a spoof for that though. For the flat earthers. it's like the radio edit of a really good song. Across the world in 80 days.
It's a radio edit of a good song.
I can't see the skyscrapers in Denver from my house.
Right.
Science.
Well, I mean,
Everything is debatable
so easy.
based on my own opinion.
It's so easy to just
hashtag I
do
know
the
what I'm talking
science on
about.
your own of like, I don't know, just take some water and drop it. Does it stay a single line as it comes through or does it circle up?
plays a single line.
These are facts. Okay.
I just,
I can't see the skyscrapers in Denver from my house. Where's your house? In Denver? So that's a problem. Like, if not, that's
Your air
just
quality
because
sucks.
no, his rendering distance is a little off. Just doesn't render until you get close enough, and then just bam.
Right, it's all digital.
Yeah.
And it's like that conspiracy theory that was going on during the beginning of COVID, where it's like the birds are fucking drones.
Oh,
It's like-
fucking great.
Like we didn't have fucking drones until like 15 years ago, for one.
That's exactly what they wanted to think.
And there was birds for millennia prior to that. Like what? Where do you come with like this? How? How do they understand? Like computers 30 years ago were the size of this fucking room. Well, 40 years ago.
As far as you know. But if the government's as sneaky as those people think it is,
Yeah, apparently.
and then birds is perfect. Because, yeah, birds did exist before, so if they replace the birds with drones, you're not going to fucking know it's a bird. They've been here for ages. It's perfect. It's a perfect plan. I don't believe in it. But if they
It's a
were...
perfect plan.
If they were to
know what
fucking
this
do it,
reminds
you
me
could
of?
pull it off. No one would think any different. If you could make a drone that looked and
So
acted
here's the
just
thing.
like a bird.
So here's my problem with your theory here. The manufacturing size of making that many units of anything would be there'd be plenty of people that would know.
No.
Like,
no, you took the kids. You took the kids that were getting
all
paid.
of China is this.
Yeah, exactly. You take the kids who are getting paid rice to make shoes. You give them some orange chicken, and then you can upgrade their product to a drone. Just say it.
I mean,
The theory is sound.
this also could be happening in our southern border at this exact moment. So, this theory that you have is not wrong.
Dun dun
Dun dun dun.
Everything should be done by TTS now.
Dun dun dun.
I think we should have the minions talking for us. Dun, dun, dun.
That'd be a really funny TTS mod. I'm not gonna lie.
Dun, dun, dun.
I love the minions.
Such a silly scenario. The whole thing. I remember when it came out, I took a girl on a date to the movie theaters, which I fucking hate going to movies. Especially like a date scenario. Like especially like it has been like one that you've like been with somebody for a while, like the situation. But like it was like one of like a first like or second date situation. I was like, this is stupid. This is why I don't do this. The movie was great, super good, but like it was just I hate it. I just because you're like sitting there cool, like it was gonna be awkward right next to you. It's fine.
Well, that's why it sucked, because you watched the movie. You're not supposed to watch the movie. It's just a place in the dark to be.
Yeah, not like in a first or second date scenario.
Well, now it's all different too, because now that like all the movie theaters have like recliners, you can't just slide the arm up and like just chill together.
Oh,
like
yeah,
you're
you
in
can.
separate chairs.
Nuh-uh. You gotta get the ones that the armrest goes up.
Yeah,
It's a fucking lazy boy. There's no retractable armrest.
Which theaters have you been to?
Nice
Cinemark's
ones not
like
in the
that.
hood. A lot of movie theaters are going to like recliners.
Yeah, well, there's like...
There's still ones where you can go and sit in the $2 chairs.
The one in Fort Collins, like, you can move the armrest up.
What, the Cinema Saver? Probably.
No, the recliner one. You can move the middle part up.
is a great solution.
I have no idea.
No.
Again, I haven't been in that one.
Oh, well, they're wide enough
No,
where
like,
two
they're-
people can fit in it, so...
That's accurate.
This is
But
accurate.
it's like legitimate, just a bunch of lazy boys next to each other. There's no
Oh, yeah, that's true.
armrest
Yeah,
that goes up and down. There's
It's
a
very
cup
nice.
holder and that's it.
it's very comfortable.
It is. And you can recline and
nice.
fall asleep.
Oh, no,
which
and
is great.
Longmont, too. Longmont has the... I'm pretty sure it goes up.
There's still, like
But
the
it's,
one
but
in
it's the
Loveland is
whole
like
recliner
half,
thing. They deliver you beer and chicken tenders. It's nice.
about damn time.
And it's right next to Fuzzy's. So you go to
Sick of it.
Fuzzy's,
The
you
only
get a
place I
margarita,
could
you
go
go
until
back, you
then
get
was the
popcorn.
fucking ball game to buy an $8 beer, and I can just go down the street.
I mean, I saw that they put that new Metrolux like downtown level.
The drive-in is the best. Freaking love the drive-in.
Especially when you have a kid.
Dude,
Fuck yeah.
love the drive-in.
Yeah, because they can just be back there doing their thing.
They're doing their thing, and then by the time the first movie's over, they're tired, so you put them in the front seat, let them pass out. Watch the second movie, so you can pass out.
Mm-hmm.
I told you when we did that, right? We were the last people in the parking lot.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Like, I woke up to the sound of, like, the last few cars pulling out. Like, we fell asleep during the second movie. Fell asleep, the trunk's open, we're just sleeping in the back of the car, and I wake up, and there's, like, 4 of us. And everybody else is, like, packing up, ready to go, and we're just sleeping.
Yeah, hard.
Wow.
No one gave a fuck.
Nope.
No one honked, no one did shit. We
I
could have
love
been
the
there until
drive-in.
they'd be like, hey, wake the fuck up, get out. We want to go home.
Well, that's what happens when you are there too long. I'll tell you what.
I loved sneaking in the drive-in with my parents. Like, us kids, we would get buried under all the shit just so we don't go to the
Right.
drive-in. I loved that. That was the best.
Yeah, we stayed like we had a full size van, but it was a short one.
Shit,
You, like,
yeah.
you packed like 8 or 9 people in there. So, shut the fuck up! I mean, the last one was a drive-in was actually a comedy show this summer.
And I love that those
That's
people
awesome.
don't, like,
Preparation.
they don't question it either. You
No.
pull to, one guy brought his E350 to the drive-in. They're like, oh, just one of you? Cool.
Well, see, when you bring that many people, you do like 3 or 4.
Are you telling me you don't know that there is an entire fucking graduating class in the back of this right now? Are you serious right now? Are you guys not
Yeah,
allowed to
and in
like?
the high school scenario too, like we used to take like again the Suburban or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's like,
Like, are you not allowed to be like? How many people are in the back of the fucking van? Like, what? Come on.
they can. They can always say no. Listen to your poll here.
It's like, why do you think there's people in the back of the van? Because no one brings a fucking U-Haul van to the goddamn
We
drive.
used to do. We used to put like. Remember like those like foam like chairs that like you could like fold out in like the bed like back in the day.
Yep.
It was like a big fat foam piece that you could fold up as a chair or as a fucking flat piece.
Yep.
We used to put those on top of the van, and just park like all the way in the back, and then it was like a fucking liability problem. Couldn't do anymore. And I was like, that was like the best thing. You just get on top of the van and fucking just like sit
Yep.
there and just fucking eat a bunch of chips and shit and just not
Yep.
give a fuck.
Oh, I
It's the
miss
best.
drive-in. I can't wait to go to the drive-in this summer.
Like all the people who have dead batteries at the end
Right.
because they don't know the difference between an on and accessory.
Right. Well, and even when you have a on for even on accessory, it's on for fucking 5 hours.
Well, can you? Well, and okay. So does the drive-in only do radio, or do they do Bluetooth now?
It's only radio.
It's only radio.
Only radio.
But they don't have the radios you hang on your door anymore. It's all your car radio.
Right.
So like, what?
I'm
Which
wondering
sucks
though,
for like
if
so.
you can stream it on like a wireless speaker.
Well, you could.
So if you get like your phone and like do the radio
they
thing,
do
or,
streaming on your phone, like until we just Bluetooth it if you want to do it that way.
That's what I would probably end up doing because my car's older. I don't want to leave it running.
like I
that
remember
long.
when I had my sub in mine, it was great going to like action movies.
Yeah.
Crank that fucker up. So when
Yep.
there's an explosion, everybody
Knew it.
knew it.
Yes.
You're just in the car and it's shaking, falling apart. It's the best.
The mirror's about to fall off.
Like so, like the new Fords, like a lot of the new push button stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them like you have to hit a few times, like hold it to actually turn like on to power mode.
Mm-hmm.
Like the new Fords, Dick, it's on or off. That's it.
Well,
There is no accessory power.
it's one of those like moments where like, how often is it used anymore?
I guess that would be the only situation.
Right. That's kind of like the thing where it's like it's not that big of a deal anymore. Just because you're not just sitting around in your car. Or, again, people have Bluetooth speakers or you got your phones. It's like a huge scenario. And again, like phones now, like my fucking new phone is fucking loud as fuck. You almost don't even need it.
Speakers in it are nuts.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
Especially now that the like media actually plays out of the front-facing speaker too.
Yeah. So you get actual stereo sound
Yeah,
without having these huge speaker grills.
it's aggressive. Next they're gonna be putting subwoofers in them.
Fucking A.
Little micro subwoofers.
I'm down. I mean, I grew up like music can't get loud enough.
Mhm.
Like that's just. I love music. And my stairwell at my house, like I put my little like speaker in my stairwell, and it just echoes like crazy through
Like,
my
I was-
I
house.
was there that one day.
Yeah, it's
like, I was
fucking
the
loud,
kid-
and I love it.
Like I was the kid at school dances, like my spot is right in front of the speaker.
Oh yeah, yep.
Loud
I almost
as
blew
shit.
out this eardrum at a concert for sure.
See, you kind of stopped doing that in front of the speaker situation, like when you would go to like Beta, where they had like the fucking function ones, where they're like,
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's a different
Yeah,
type.
the
They
bit.
didn't have those in high school, okay?
True. But we wish
it
they
was hard
had.
at your high school. Because Beta opened before.
They had them at Thompson Valley,
Yes.
and it was just this gigantic box.
Yep.
And yeah, if you stood next to it, like your clothes would fucking blow in the wind, like it was loud as shit.
I love
I
it.
remember like back in the day, like the speaker, like, because I was like, I had a subwoofer for my car, I was like kind of the jam. But we always wanted that, like, what was the MTX, like 36-inch fucking, like, you're like, fuck yeah. And whenever you see one, you're like, no, that is like 400 pounds and it doesn't sound that good.
No.
Out of my face.
No, thank you.
Those are like $3,000 too, just for the speaker. Like, cool bunch of paper and magnets.
I just love the idea of like me being in a car jamming out with the sub turned all the way up, and then on the outside all people hear is rattling plastic. It's the best. They think their phone's going off.
It's just my car.
The car next to you, falling
I mean,
apart.
that was like the jam I did for like me in high school, especially like a few years before you guys. Like, we had 80s cars. Like, everybody had 80s cars was like their jam. Like, if you had an 80s car, like, your family was wealthy.
Right.
I had an 80s car. That was my
I had an
pickup.
80s car. It was my pickup.
Well, then I also had a 96 Jeep. That's the one I put the giant sub in and the PA system.
Early 80s cars.
Oh,
like,
okay. Fuck
garbage.
Well, my 84
you. Mine was
Ford.
still garbage. Kind of.
I had my
I
84
love my
Ford.
truck.
I mean, I drove a 73 Ford Mustang, so it wasn't like I had like a new car either. My other car I drove was a 94 Wrangler that John still drives.
Yeah, the 96 Grand Cherokee is the one that I had the subwoofers and the PA system, man. The CB radio. Fuck
Well,
with
those are
truckers.
rattly.
They don't like that.
What?
Truckers don't like when you fuck around on the radio. They
Oh,
take
You're
it big.
CBing.
Yeah. We'd sit, because a lot of us, we got into the whole CB thing.
Fun.
So we could fuck with each other, but then you could, like, you get close enough to the interstate, start picking up trucker signals. They don't like you fucking around on their wave space.
So funny.
That's those are the perfect people to fuck with when they don't like it.
Right. Yeah, if you
Especially
like
when you're in
it,
high school, you're like, fuck them people.
you just sit.
I prefer-
Sit by
Fuck
the,
them kids.
you just,
Fuck all of
just
them.
sit by the interstate and just fucking laugh at them.
I mean, Teddy for a while had a CB, but it had a PA.
Mm-hmm.
So you just like roll around. It made all the like animal noises.
See, mine was just straight hooked up to the CB radio. So it would just, I could either play it on CB or play it on the PA, and it would just put it through the speaker. And then I was a kid rolling out of the high school parking lot, just holding the fucking radio down on the door speaker. You just hear this shitty tinny music coming out of this tiny little crappy speaker. It was so funny. Yell at people.
Always.
Crossing the road.
Always. People used to get so mad, and then they'd yell at you, so then you just yell back at them, and again, I'm loud. So I'm like, I'm as loud as the PA system, you dumb bitch. Like,
It was funny messing with the PA system, like, because you yell at somebody, like, people are, like, ready for that. But when they're just walking in front of a car, and they just hear that, it's funny. It's like the train horn type shit, but not as aggressive.
yeah, the train horse stuff is really aggressive. Have you seen like those there's some kids that are on YouTube that have like boat horns. So it's train horn style, but it's bigger.
Yep.
And so it has like tanks in their trucks and just and you're like,
Tugboat horns.
yeah, like inside the truck they're wearing like the fucking like the gear because it's so loud.
Can you imagine just like rolling into a parking garage and just letting it rip?
You get arrested, especially in this town.
Yeah, just go to the one in Old Town and just leave your car there, like lock the horn on and just walk away.
They just get towed. You come back to your hood fucking ripped open.
Hood's
like,
ripped off, your battery cables are cut.
City of Fort Collins would call the fire department for sure, like to do that. They're like not fucking around with that.
Oh yeah, no.
You can get away with that in
Bitches.
like certain cities, I'm sure.
I mean, they'd probably just break the window. And
Maybe.
I'd be lazy. I would just put like a stick in between the seat and the horn. I wouldn't wire it up to permanently.
Wait, like leave the window rolled down so somebody can just walk up. Oh.
Yeah, it's like, I
Fucking
don't want.
knock the stick out of the way.
I left it down so one of you can move the stick. Just don't hurt my truck. It's just supposed to be funny. Especially since like a bunch of the cops park in that fucking parking garage.
The problem with that situation is you just can't have an air compressor that keeps up in the size of it that would be for a car.
Yeah.
There's just no way.
Good. Just load one into the back of the pickup like a shop
That's,
size
that's
one.
what I said. That was where I was at.
Find
Like,
the
oh,
garage
we
with
love it,
220. Park next to it. Start running that
You just
compressor.
have the generator trailer.
So on top of the horn in the back around, you just hear
Yeah, it's like the construction
just
trailer.
this struggling pump. As time goes on, the horn just gets quieter and quieter.
Until it fucking nukes.
Well, it's like what YouTube channel did that where they try to figure out, oh, is Dude Perfect? They try to see how long a car horn could last. Like, is it infinite, or do they eventually wear out? So you just have this shitty little beater. They lock the horn on, and eventually just quit. Not because of power, just the horn just stopped working.
They're pretty tough units, which is crazy. Like a horn, cause like I've never seen like a car horn. They're like bullshit.
They
Really?
look like you bought them from the dollar store.
Yeah,
They look
they're
like
just
shit.
bullshit.
That's so funny.
It's like a plastic
My
seashell.
battery on my key fob on my Honda went out, and then the horn was stuck on. Like, to
The
tell
alarm?
you, the alarm horn was stuck on. So I had to drive it from Loveland, where I was living, to Markley to get the replacement.
So
With the horn on. No, just the whole
So you could have
fucking
just
way.
unplugged the horn.
I didn't know where it was. I lived with my
I
grandma.
mean, horns
So-
are not really like usually like in that easy of a spot to unplug. They're usually like tucked, you know what I mean? They're like tucked up behind the bumper
Well,
and
it's
stuff.
probably, well, yeah. So that same 12 F250 that was giving me the brake light switch problem, when we did the dash in it, the alarm went off when I opened the driver door, and I couldn't get it to stop. I was like, "Fuck!" Luckily, the horns on those super accessible. Like
Really?
it's a problem. Yeah, there's just this little connector sticking out of the top of like the grill radiator support area.
Huh.
Right at the horn. It's like right there on top, like it's a common problem, so they put the horn there. You can just unplug it whenever you want. But the lights are still sitting there flashing, whatever. It was like, fuck it, I can't hear it.
We used to do that like with people that would bring their cars without like the key. Like they'd have one key fob and they'd give you their spare key, and like they would forget to tell you had an aftermarket fucking alarm in it. For one, aftermarket alarms are fucking garbage.
They're
Fuck
very
them.
sensitive.
They're terrible. They usually ruin your. What?
He's worried about his back.
Take care of your
But like all the time, we get ones that were like wired in like shittily, and like you couldn't turn them off, and like even like the button that you had, like push on some of them like just wouldn't work, and you're like sweet. So then you just reach in there and unplug the fucking horn, just sit there and click, 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 fucking. It was especially difficult when you're trying to like figure out like power drain problems, which 9 out of 10 times was the fucking aftermarket alarm. They're all garbage. They're just pieces of shit. Anyone puts an aftermarket alarm in their car, just
Someone just doesn't know how to wire it into the circuit that can handle it.
no. The units are just junk. They have power
Oh,
boot
they just
all the
drain?
time. Yeah. Not a fan. Not a fan of the aftermarket alarms. I mean, there's not a ton of like.
There's a couple like good ones, but most people don't buy the good ones.
Right, because you're not spending $2,000 on an alarm.
But like the Viper systems are pretty good.
I've had so many problems with them too. We had one on Scott's dad's truck one time where we were doing like just basic service on it, and it was wired in line with everything, but it kept the lift pump on, and he didn't know. Like you don't notice because it got driven every day, so it wasn't that big of a deal, and just the return was fine. It was on it's an 06. It's the one that he drives. You probably have seen it out here. That 106 that he drives around. But like it left the lift pump on, and so John took the fuel filter off. Yeah. So like you just think it's like draining out a little bit, and then like it took a little bit for him to like get the O-ring and the sensor off, the fucking Duramax, all that, and then come back, turn back around, you get the sensor and the new filter and that kind of stuff. And there's just diesel fuel all over the floor because the alarm just kept the pump on. So like we had to like figure out how to like unhook the thing because you can't screw it on there when it's just dumping fuel fucking everywhere.
Dude, fluid spills are the worst. When I worked down at Ingle, every Wednesday we'd have like a shop meeting, and the shop kid, I did all like the cleaning and trash and whatever. Part of his responsibilities so we had the oil tanks and then we'd burn it with the heaters. Mm-hmm. So the one inside we'd put the oil.
We had a store for this too.
2 giant vats outside that hold it. When it's full, you got to pump it out. Vice versa, pump it in. We were very low. He's pumping it in. Then we go to lunch. We come out of lunch, and about a third of that shop is covered in oil.
Oh god.
The 4-post where the alignment rack is, our parts room, just black oil everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm standing outside, like we're cleaning it. I'm standing on top of the forklift while they're throwing bags of kitty litter at me. And I'm just shitting all over the place. It's like fucking everywhere. The rest of the day was shot. Everyone had to just help clean.
I had this problem as a kid. So one of the shops that like my uncle owned at the time, it had the oil drains, but didn't have a pump to pump it into the heater system. So as a kid, one of my jobs was like fucking going out to the tank, turning it on with a 5-gallon bucket, bringing it in, dumping it in, and just going back and forth and doing that. Well, one day, me and one of the other kids was like just fucking around and like forgot about it. And it's outside, just fucking everywhere. This is the 90s, and in a shop that nobody cared. So it was like, well, just shovel dirt on top of it forever.
That's all you can really do at that point.
Right. You're not
except like getting rid of the dirt.
Right.
Digging it up and disposing of it somewhere.
But you'd have to now. but
Right.
in the early 90s.
But still, even now, if
Throw
you're
in
a
the
shop that
backyard.
no one cares about, just put dirt on it. Fuck it.
Yeah, but yeah, it was a mess. It was just
Ugh.
Well, like after
gallons and gallons of used oil.
after that happened, we rigged up an alarm system. We had like a little float in there that we wired up to just like a little alarm. So when he was pumping it, because you don't just want to stand there and like watch it pump.
Right.
So you flick it on, but then there's an alarm where when it's getting close to full, you hear that alarm, drop whatever the fuck you're doing, and go shut that thing off. But yeah, that was a nightmare.
So yeah, like if I had a system like that, it would just be automatic.
Right.
Yeah,
Where,
if you're
where you hook up the float to the pump, so when it goes
Yeah.
down a certain level, fills it back up and just has that, or just maintain itself, which ideal.
right,
But
and not typically that difficult. And it's just like a fucking like.
I think, but the
Well, it's like the sewage pump for like houses. Like they have like those where like it'll like pump it out to like your septic tank. Like my dad's house has one where it has a pump like inside the house, and as soon as that tank gets to a certain level, then it'll pump all of that into the septic tank outside. So I'm sure there's plenty of places that have that. But
yeah, the situation where we were is that nothing was getting paid for. So my master tech rigged up a thing where you took like a fuel sending unit and was able to wire it in such a way where it would set this like home alarm off.
so
Super janky as fuck. But he made it all work because, you know, buying an actual electric float off of Amazon for $10 is
too much.
too much.
I mean that's the way a lot of independent shops work, and
Yeah.
some dealerships.
Yeah. You'd think that dealerships would just take so much better care of their shit, but they don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck at all. And part of that with like those tools too is like they only use them for like 5 years, and then they're done.
Yeah.
They don't touch that kind of car again. Yeah. Yeah, that was a big eye-opening experience for me too. Was like when I got into the dealerships and seeing from being like, you know, my family was on independent and a couple other independents before that,
Not a fan.
and then you realize that it's the same shit. Just the front. The
You think
front.
it's like this awesome promise?
Yeah, the front of it's just much nicer. It's just the office area is
The
nicer.
shops are all the same.
It's exactly the same.
All the same. The only thing is
I'd like to go try to work at like a really high end, like a Ferrari or like a Lambo shop.
Oh yeah, we're like there's white floors that are mopped every 20 minutes, and
Yeah, I think that would
the
be.
shop is a showroom at the same
Yeah,
time.
well, it's $500 a labor hour.
All the mechanics have like the wrenches polished sitting on top of their toolbox like freaks.
Yeah, I kind of want that would be cool. But again, you have to there's a lot more investment with that one to start with that.
Oh yeah. A lot more.
I mean, we complain about fucking tools as in a shop environment as it is because you spend,
Too much.
so much money just working on bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, I have this $10,000 scan tool that does half of what I needed to do.
That shit's nuts, man. It is nice having a nice autel.
Good stuff. I mean, they came out of nowhere too, as far as a brand.
They improved very quickly. It's like the first autel sucked,
Terrible.
but now they're pretty good.
And they are one of those brands that made everything come down in price. Because shitty OTC ones back in the day were $5,000-$6,000 for they did nothing. They were a glorified code reader.
But you could charge it at that point, and then they released a good quality scanner for an affordable price.
And then everybody
And
had
everybody was checked, and you either your price is legit, whatever. Your Snap-on, you can do your thing. But yeah, OTC, you can't charge the same as them because your product sucks compared to this thing. Yeah, I buy all my shit from Harbor Freight now. If I need a tool,
Fucking love Harbor Freight.
My problem is, as I've just always broken shit, and I just learned that I bought it one time, and then I just didn't have to bother with it again.
well, and I would agree when you're in a stationary position.
Right, but when you're moving around, and it's
I finally ran into a tool guy the other day. He just thought I worked there. I was like, no, I'm mobile. I don't need anything. Thank you for asking, but I'm not usually here anyways. I'm not going to start a credit account with you
Right, it's also one of
being in
those-
Denver that long.
One of those things too where when you are moving around, it's always great to like keep track of your tools and that kind of shit. But when you're moving around, it's pretty easy to lose something.
It's gonna happen. It's
Yeah.
gonna be that price of business where you're gonna misplace things because you are mobile.
Yeah. So it's it's also one of those things when you're not doing like so much work too that like you're not gonna like trash even those Harbor Freight ones as quickly as somebody that's again stationary, constantly doing work. Half of your job is moving around.
Right, and then like a lot of it's calibrations where you use a scan tool. That's your only tool you're gonna use.
Yeah.
Just like today, I needed a 12-point socket, which I usually don't have because it's not super common still. But it's like, okay, well, I just ran to the fucking parts store and bought one of their shitty little ones. It's like, if I break it, fine. It was a $7 socket.
Right.
Like, not worried about it.
And the thing is also with that is there's still lifetime.
Right.
So
They
like
just don't come to you. You gotta go to them.
yeah.
$7 versus $37 for the same socket.
Yeah. And it makes sense to do it that way.
Where all the
And that was
sockets
like-
are probably made in the same factory, but they're just stamped differently.
They're definitely not made the same factory.
They're not. They're like the nice Matco Snap-on sockets definitely fit different.
Yeah.
Like size-wise, like your 15 is a 15, but you get a 15 from a parts store. It's kind of like a 14 and a half
It's or
or
loosey
15
goosey.
and a half.
With,
Just
like-
enough to ruin your day.
Right. If you know you're working on something tight, you like pull out the good shit.
Oh yeah.
You're like, hey, like you like one of the things like, hey man, like I just need to borrow this real quick because I know this gonna be fucking tight as ball sack.
You like trim screws, small bolts. You can use a shitty socket. Don't matter all day. Crank bolt, get a good socket.
Yeah. So and luckily like a lot of techs are they're grateful that you're there doing it too. So it's like because I don't want to fucking work on it. Obviously that's why you're there. So
It's weird to me, like, they'll do stuff like radiators and shit all day, but they won't touch, like, suspension.
which is easy.
Yeah, I was like, I'd rather do suspension than a radiator. You get all dirty with the radiator, liquidy and fluidy.
Liquidy and fluidy. I just love like when you're like
Except for today, that suspension job sucked. Shouldn't have taken me that long.
it's like when you get like transmission fluid in your hair and your hair's just kind of dyed red.
Or an Agent Orange in the shower.
That's the worst, man.
I'm a fucking idiot.
That joke's gonna live forever. Forever and ever and ever.
I wish I had Agent Orange in my shower.
We're all like, what?
You mean fast orange? Oh,
Which is
I
actually,
mean, yeah.
I mean, the thing
Fucking
with
it.
like, even like those industrial like hand cleaners like that, like like shop stuff. A lot of people they don't even know how to use like fast orange the proper way. So, like I remember like somebody
it's
like
not
somebody like,
soap.
yeah, somebody was like
Right.
it's like garbage. I was like no, it works great. And they're like
Yeah.
no, it never does anything. I was like,
How are you using
Are
it?
you wetting your hands first? Well, yeah. No.
That's the problem. All that
Did you
sand
read the
and
instructions?
all that abrasion that's in there. You're just washing it right off your hands. It's not soap.
I don't know if like it was around still when you guys were like stuff where it was like it probably wasn't. But back in the day, there used to be like this like waterless like soap, and like it was like the super clean like waterless, and it was basically just like glue with like sand in it.
Yeah.
Right, so it stick to your hands, but
And
then
then
you
you,
slowly like peel it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
You don't need water.
Yep.
It works pretty
Disgusting.
well.
I mean,
but
it was
it's-
brown.
I love that stuff. Just like again when you're out like
Like-
towing cars or like you're mucky as fuck like doing something out in the field.
Like the best combo is getting like a pump of like the Fast Orange pumice cleaner and then like a pump of like dish soap,
Yep.
like mixing them.
I
great.
always hated dish soap. I like to clean my hands. My dad loves. He still runs that way. I'm like, no, fuck you.
It's for you.
Well, it's like it depends. It also depends on how dirty your hands are. 'Cause sometimes like you need the pumice, like you need the abrasion in it to clean your hands.
Right.
If you get a little, just like a little greasy on the surface, dish soap perfectly fine. It's its job. But mixing those two together, because I've also had a lot of those pumices that just dry your hands out like fucking crazy.
I mean that is a problem too. I mean that's a problem like dish soap typically anyways. Is like it's a little bit.
Not too much anymore because it's all like hand friendly. That's a problem too. It cuts the grease, which also includes the oils in your hands. But now they're not as harsh, but they still cut like the fats and the greases from.
Which is not car grease.
But it works. But it works.
Most of it's just because you're getting water in your hands and you're actually like getting it off your shit.
Oh, grease.
Yeah. It's not the fucking dish soap that's doing anything.
Grease is hydrophobic. You can't just wash it out. You can't rinse off grease. It leaves behind a residue.
Right. But it's not the soap that's cutting it. The soap is just an agent to keep the water together at this point.
Wrong.
I don't know. That was my least favorite. I mean, that's also one of those things. Like, I also learned to like use like just get boxes of rubber gloves.
Yeah.
After a certain point, like it's just like a $20 box of rubber gloves just like saves cleaning the car and
I
all
think
sorts
$20
of shit.
is a little excessive for gloves.
not a lot
for
of field
100
people.
gloves.
Yeah. Now that's the standard price because of everything that's going on, but like I almost because I was at Harbor Freight this morning picking up that ball joint press. It's like I could use a box of gloves. I went to the aisle and they have a notice there because their boxes of gloves are $20 now. It's like, I'll just wash my hands and put them back.
That's a lot of money.
I have a business account on Amazon.
That's a lot of
You
money
can
for
order them.
Harbor
with
Freight
stuff.
gloves.
disposable shit. Like they're 7 mil thick. Like they're decent gloves. But even the 5 mil boxes are $20.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot.
And
of cash.
they have a thing like, yes, we know our gloves are more expensive, but our profit margin's the same. It's just like they're pretty much saying it's not us, it's just the market. Everything that's going on, that's what it is now.
I mean, I haven't bought a set in a while. Whenever I'm at the shop, I just fucking trash them. I don't give a fuck.
God, I use so much stain. I use so much. Well, and then I need gloves for one, being in the shop, but two, also like changing diapers. I gotta have gloves all the time, and they're so expensive. They're so fucking expensive. I feel like I need to go get an in with a doctor somewhere and be like, "Yo, you hook it up."
Like I think, like I use gloves for that, but also like I think the second biggest reason I use gloves in the shop is like if I'm not using gloves, then I have to go to the bathroom.
Oh
I
yeah.
put gloves on to go to the bathroom, so I don't have to wash my hands,
Right.
and then take them off afterwards, so I can just get back to
Smart.
work.
Right.
People
Smart.
like I did that today, and they saw how quick I went in and out of the bathroom, and they're just like, I saw them looking at me weird. I was like, I had gloves on, I'm fine. I just kept walking. But I come out of the bathroom with like jet black hands. They're like, you took a dick with that?
I mean, I remember being like a kid again, like the big, like you just get like a burger, pizza, or whatever, and you just eat with a just like disgusting ass hand at the shop. And
Oh, that's just a thing, yeah.
I never had
That's
a
how you
problem.
build an immunity.
Well, there's no germs.
Thank you. Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the thing. Is like,
That's what we were talking about. If you cut your hand open
Yeah, I
in
was
an
like-
automotive shop and get like a bunch of oil in it, it's not the best for your body probably, but
Right.
it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Just go rinse it out
Yeah,
and
but-
continue.
Yeah.
like the first time I ever had like an infection at all was like when I was working at the shop and at the bar. So like at the bar, I had a cut or something in my hand, and I was like, cool. Now I have an infection like that. I never had one ever.
Ever.
It
Yep.
was like, because, yeah, it stemmed from, I was talking about my nail where I shoved a little pry tool up under my nail on accident.
Yeah.
And you can see like where there's dirt and I can't get to it because it's down in there.
Yep.
But like it's fine. It's not going to get infected because it's just grease and dirt. Like
Yep.
it's gross, but it's not like bad.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I never had one until I was like 25 years old having an infection. Ever. Just because we used to play beer pong at the fucking shop, like beer in cup, like no fucks. Because again, like you're not gonna get sick off the fucking floor.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. It's
Might
not,
taste weird,
yeah.
but you'll be fine. I mean, unless it's like chunks of Bondo and shit. Dude, I miss that though. That's nice. Walk into a body shop to get some work done, you just smell fresh Bondo.
Fresh Bondo smells great.
Oh, it smells so good.
Primer and paint and stuff sucks, but
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to places that.
But we're going to
that
places
should-
like nice booths and mixing rooms where you don't smell any of it.
Right.
You smell like enough of
Well,
it.
you're not my
like,
dad who's just painting an entire car in her fucking shop without fucking doing shit. And you're like, cool,
So
now I have
that's
a.
aggressive.
Yeah.
One, that's an overspray problem.
Yeah. Bad. On everything in the shop.
Yeah. It floats, man. It lingers.
Yeah.
It's aerosol pretty much, just on a high level.
Yeah, that's what Ed. That's what he does.
That's when I worked at that first restoration shop, our paint, until we got an actual paint booth, our paint booth was just a framed off section of the shop with plastic sheets and a hole in the wall with a little fan just to suck it
Well,
out.
that's all really like paint booth really is. It's just
Yeah, we just built our own. But I remember one time we worked across the little lot from us was like one of Mission's docks, like the tortilla company, and constantly like semis would come in and out, load up, do whatever. And it's usually not a problem, but one day a semi parked perfectly where his stack was pointed at the vent fan. So as he's painting, like he goes paints it, it's all fine, whatever. He goes check on it like 10, 15 minutes later, fisheye everywhere. All over the entire fucking car. And he's like, what the fuck? He finally figures out what it is. He went and ripped that driver a new asshole. He was so pissed. Which, I mean, I get it.
yeah.
So it was a
but-
really nice paint job. Like, the paint came out pretty nice for not being in a paint booth. Like,
Well, part of the problem now is
dust-free,
painting
like-
is so expensive.
mhm.
Like it is. It's crazy how much a quart
It's
paint
ridiculous.
costs now. It's wild. We're like every color is like $150.
You just want like black or white. They're like, you know, it's a lot. It's like, why? Just mix all this random shit in the back you got together. It'll be black. I'll take it. It'll still be $3,000. Okay.
Yeah, paint's expensive these days. You can't fuck around with that shit anymore the way you used to be able to.
Even like aerosol cans.
It's like $15.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
I mean, it's probably good that way because I remember being like a kid just like spray painting everything. Didn't give a fuck.
This was cheap as shit.
Yeah, now
89 cents a
Now when
can.
you see like a fucking graffiti mural, you're like, that was expensive. Let's keep that up. It looks good.
Now it's actually art. Before it was just vandalism because it cost you 80 cents. Now you got hundreds of dollars invested on that wall. Good for you.
Yeah. Because I remember we used to spray paint all sorts of shit, not give a flying fuck.
My first truck was spray painted. I bought it for $800. The guy who I bought it from, when I showed up, it was that shitty Ford Brown. But they had got drunk the weekend before and decided to give it a paint job with rattle cans. Just flat black. They got too drunk halfway through. Like literally halfway through the truck. Half of it was flat black with a green stripe. The other half was still shitty Ford Brown. I was like, well, I don't have an option. I have to finish it.
Do something here. Have you ever seen a car house painted with house paint? Latex paint?
Like rollers?
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's terrible.
That's
To get
hilarious.
off is the worst.
Well,
This is like chunks. You basically just take you're just taking your chisel and like chunking it off, and then your sanding is so terrible.
we'll do like one. It's really fun for me, but like removing the paint from a boat. That shit's fun. Where you get that like gel shit that you smear on the paint. You let it sit for like 10 minutes, then you can just go behind with a squeegee and just like wipe the paint off. That's so
I mean,
satisfying.
you can do it in cars too. Works the same way.
It's just so satisfying. You just scrape it clean. Then you just have all this weird gel shit everywhere.
I was just looking at a video of somebody cleaning their washing machine of weird black gunk shit everywhere. So I'm just like, oh, convenient. You just mentioned that, and I just watched a video of the washing machine getting clean. Sorry.
They get gross.
So gnarly.
Yeah,
So
especially like
gnarly.
a lot of the new ones have traps that I didn't know about. That apparently you're supposed to clean regularly. Didn't know that.
Yep. Yep.
Well, this is like the filter, so just don't put a bunch of bullshit. I mean, now that I don't work in the shop regularly, I always like also learned to like just like not get like dirty in like places where like I was getting a car or whatever. But like I never wash like pants just because like when you wash like grease out of pants after like 2 or 3 weeks, it's just the pants are gone. There's just no point. Just keep them fucking. And it just becomes one.
You have like you should have some work pants. Some like I'm gonna get dirty in these pants, and then
Yeah.
some other pants.
Like you wash them, they're still stained or fucked or whatever. Yeah, I have
It's
some
no big
work
deal.
pants.
Yeah, I just
what it is.
I just learned that at the shop. Just like just don't get dirty in certain ways, and you're solid. Like if you did, then you wash them. But other than that, like
That's pretty much the only rule you ever have. Is like just don't lay on the ground.
yeah,
So if you see a tech the front of them is filthy and the back is immaculate.
Yeah.
Like nothing that you don't.
That's
lay on the
basically
ground.
me.
Yeah, because you're filthy as shit on the front. I had to really have that's Ingles where I learned to be clean. Because I was a kid that I got grease up to my armpit and just don't give a fuck all over my face. And they're like, yeah, you can't come up front like that. It's like, no, okay, yeah, sure.
Well, the big thing too is coming from an inexpensive independent to one that gives a shit. So you're working on nicer cars and things like that. You don't want to have to go through there and clean the whole car because you fucked up and got into it when you're disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
So
Ours, in the case where we got to calibrate afterwards, they just detailed this car. You better be clean.
right.
Also, at the same point though, if you're not, they shouldn't detail the car until it's done. So at the same point.
I usually agree with that too. I mean, unless you're Sarah just bringing a bunch of drywall into the house, it's fine. I was cleaning this
I'm
shit up
gonna
for a few days.
I know. I'm texturing tomorrow. I'm glad I didn't go today because I'm gonna be texturing tomorrow. Otherwise, I would have just walked in here covered in drywall again.
So rude.
So rude. Rudest. The rudest.
Kinda.
I know. Hey,
Rudest.
just gonna come in here and drop a bunch of drywall everywhere.
We're over 3 hours now already, which seems crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
It's almost 11.
Oh, jeez. Well, we cutting it?
I think so.
Cut it and party.
Yeah, then I can tell you the story that I want to tell you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
deal.
yeah.
Sounds good.
I don't think you can make me laugh if you tried, but you can give it a shot.
What?
Huh?
What?
Worry about what's up.
I'll hit you. I don't know what you said, but I'll hit you.
Don't hit
Just
him.
Pointless. So you don't know what I said. I could have said that you're a great person. You're gonna hit me because of that?
Maybe.
I didn't say that. You
Quit
and I
being a
both know
dick,
that.
Dick. Being a dick.
It's usually one of those oh, you're too late. It's bullshit. All right. It's all bullshit.
Bye.
Bye.
Bad.